From Ford Video Guy Studio in Salina, Kansas, it's McArthur Live with Tim Bartz and Sarah Davis. For all the information on ordering and production, Ford news, recalls, debunking all the fake news on social media, and whatever's on their mind, here's your hosts, Tim and Sarah. Welcome in, everybody. How you guys doing? I meant to put on a hat. My hair is overgrown. It's getting cut tomorrow, though. So
that was getting cut today.
No, tomorrow is her day off, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So anyway, we'll get it.
My brain.
Cut. Yeah. All right. How everybody is doing having a great week. And man, we drilled a lot of videos out this week, and hopefully you guys got a chance to watch and some of those videos on the Bronco Sport yesterday. All the media got those out, and we were included into that. So yeah, it's kind of fun. So we had a couple videos that went live yesterday morning at 5 a.m. One on we did one kind of on here's the 10 new features for this year. For still $29,995. So they kept it under 30. We're going to talk more about that in just a little bit. And then also we did one on the Sasquatch package for the Outer Banks as well as for the Badlands and how they're a little different. One of them gets a few more things than the other. And so that video went live as well. And then also we did our complete guide because when we were there, did not get access to the order guide. So we did not see that until Monday morning. And so we did a complete here is everything that's different from 24 to 25. Some things have been removed, some things that are included now and that kind of stuff. So hopefully you guys get a chance to watch all those. So plus F-150 today, because that order bank went live, as well as we got information on the Lightning, which order banks aren't open up for the Lightning because that's done differently. Anyway, watch the video, you'll understand if you care. But yeah, so hopefully everything's going well.
Mm-hmm.
How was your weekend? Because we got back we got back in time. We got Friday, so yeah. Saturday it was hot, really hot here.
Yep, it was 105 with feels like 115. So if you see my social media, we stayed in all morning long, and then because it was already hot and muggy in the morning, so we stayed in, did puzzles, colored, and went over to your house.
Yes,
made a mess.
And I wasn't there. I was editing videos.
And we did some kiddie pool time and did some combative measures against wasps. But Will's face in his picture in the pool just says it all. It's amazing. Then we went home and chilled, and Sunday night we did the same thing.
Yeah, Sunday I pretty much was just like, nope. Although my toilet broke, so I was leaking water. So I tried to fix it Sunday night, and I thought I had everything I needed before they closed, and then it wasn't. So I had to use. Luckily, we had more than one bathroom in the house, so I had to use another bathroom for the night. But it's fixed.
Yeah.
Old handyman Tim got it fixed. Anyway.
Yeah.
So fun stuff. All right, but on to the live stream. We are streaming this. You guys can listen to it live on different streaming platforms there. So we're on episode like 158 this week, I think. And I know we had one week where we did not maybe live stream, but we did have a recorded stream that you can find. That's why we're still going strong over 3 years with those, and including next week, the day after Labor Day. We will be closed Labor Day, and we're closed Saturday before Labor Day. Find another dealership in this country that will do that closes on a Saturday before a holiday on a Monday.
Well,
I mean, it's unheard of, people.
Yeah. I know people usually, have that weekend off, so they would want to buy cars, but they want to give their employees a rest as well.
We're still going to have people come in here going, I didn't know you guys were open.
The other part of it is there's so many people that take off on this weekend that they're just like, we might as well just close.
Oh, yeah. We had a lot of people wanting to take the time off. But I'm going to come back for one day and then take 3 days off if you include the Saturday.
Yeah.
So I did it last year too. I'm like, I should have just taken Tuesday and drove up Tuesday and just not done a live stream that week. And
we did drive up Tuesday.
Yes, we did.
Last year.
We did the live stream in a hotel room last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the strike, the union strike.
Yes. I remember now. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know.
Different topic for us, different location for us. That's how we have the hard conversations. We take it out of studio.
That's right. We're not at the dealership. Anyway, so all good stuff there. But yeah. All right. So okay. And yeah, Supercell next week. You're not going this year.
I'm not.
We might have a special celebration on live stream next week, though.
Yeah.
Oh, just the day before.
What is it?
Next week's live stream.
Oh.
1 day off of your birthday.
Yes.
So we'll do Sarah birthday Eve live stream.
Taking that day off from work, and then
she's gonna take the day off.
Live stream.
But she wants to come hang out with you guys on her birthday night. So I'm sure we're gonna celebrate your birthday probably Monday or something. Are you going out of town or just a staycation?
Staycation.
Okay.
I need to clean up my house.
So I'm sure. I actually need to take like a day or two off just to have people come to my house to do the installs and fix things. I got siding that fell off the house in the last windstorm. I'd like to get an EV charger put in the house. I want to get a driveway. I got all kinds of like little things that need to be done, but I'm like, nope. Sorry, I got to go to work.
We put in for our roof to get fixed in May. Got done today.
In the rain?
Yeah. They started. It wasn't raining when they started this morning at 9 a.m. But yeah, once the lightning hit, they all kind of came off the roof and huddled under my porch. But other than that, they worked through the rain as long as it wasn't a lightning issue.
All right. Anyway, okay. So let's see what else we got going on. Don't forget, we got some members in here tonight. Don't forget, we'll talk more about membership in a little bit, but make sure you're subscribed, notification bells turned on so you don't miss anything. And by the way, if you're first time watching one of our live streams, we'd like to chit chat at the beginning. It's let you guys know a little bit about us and our lifestyles and everything, what's going on with us. It just makes it fun anyway. And If you don't like that, come back in about 30 minutes and we'll be doing the streaming. We'll be doing the live stream or the scheduling stuff, and then you can just back up a little bit. Anyway, let's see what else. Recent videos this week. Last week, we got a chance to drive the Mach-E to Kansas City. We stopped at a Tesla charger. So I did a video on using the adapter for Tesla superchargers and learned a little bit about that, as well as, hey, what to know about whether or not what Teslas can work and what can't, and how to see those in the app, so you don't get like stuck at assuming you can charge at a Tesla, and you get there and you find out you can't. So I did that video from Electron. Electron sent me an adapter, and so they said, hey, could you want to use this adapter, maybe do a video for us and that kind of thing. I said yes. So they did watch the video. They were happy with it. I was a little concerned about that. They asked for it back, but no, they're real happy about that. And if you want to get any Electron products, I'll have a link down in the description each live stream if you're wanting to get that. And you can, if you got an EV or something and you want, maybe I might be getting a home charger from them. We'll see. Yeah. Maybe they offer to send me one to do a review and everything on. So I might reach out to them for that, because it would be kind of nice to be able to charge the car overnight on like a level 2 charger. Anyway, but yeah, check that video out. And then we also, of course, videos on the Bronco Sport. We talked about that earlier. And also just today, the Lightning and F-150. So, and then this week we'll try to get through the Bronco Sport, the complete guide videos. I like doing those and breaking those out. We'll start those tomorrow. So hopefully try to do 1 to 2 each day the rest of this week. I have till, well, we're off Saturday, so I have to Friday to get those done. And then I don't know what you guys are going to watch next week other than a live stream. So yeah, unless I get I actually got one that I'm not done. I needed to get the supercharger photo for. So you might have a couple videos next week that are aftermarket related videos. There you go. Don't forget about channels we support down in the description. Johnny's in here. Johnny's Car Camera Reviews. He did a couple videos there. I thought he only did one, so I had already to go live. So hopefully you guys had a chance to watch his videos on that. I didn't get a chance to watch the one he did on the Wild Track First Raptor for the Bronco. I'm looking forward to watching that. So check his videos out, as well as some others. I know Big Dog Overland, I think he's going to be at Supercell next week. So I'm sure he'll have some fun videos. And I still don't have the videos from vacation done. So anyway, we'll try to do some stuff at Supercell this year as well, and have some fun doing that. And looking forward to next week. If you are going to Supercell and maybe you want to go on a trail ride and you don't want to go with a big group or something, at least one day, I'm probably going to go either myself or maybe 1 or 2 other people, whoever wants to come. I want to hit Napoleon Pass, so we're going to see maybe doing that with a group. And I'm going to try to see if I can get Brian to break off and go to that. I feel like I need one, either Brian or Melissa, to help me, just to make sure, because it's a trail I haven't been on yet. So anyway, so there you go. And if you are doing that, make sure you go on an OHV permit. If you're going you're supposed to do that. We're supposed to do that last year, and didn't think about it. Yeah, so I'll make sure. I'm going to go through Colorado Springs on Wednesday, and I'll grab it. And there's a place that you can get those permits in Colorado. So there's one in Pitkin, but I don't want to go clear around there. So I'm going to try to hit the one in Colorado Springs on the way through and get my permit for Colorado. So let's see what else. Anyway,
I feel like they would have been like, "Hey, as you're coming in, get your pass."
Who is it?
It's one of our drivers. He's going to sit there and bang on the window until he gets let in.
Well, let's turn on the on-air sign. Let him know. Thanks for interrupting our live stream. Anyway. Hold on a second. All right. It wasn't dead. It just had to hit the button. All right. Anyway, so one of our drivers came in. I don't know. Evidently, he missed it because normally we're still open sometimes. So, all right. So let's see what else we got going on. Don't forget, Big Dog Overland's going to be there. All Train Nation did some videos on the Bronco Sport as well. So check them out. And Allie did as well. Allie's in our live stream last week. I don't know. It'd be cool if she joined tonight. But because we're going to talk about Bronco sport and such. But
Johnny's here.
Yeah, saw Johnny RagnaCon as well. Watch his channel. He's in here. Yeah, we all support each other, so that's pretty awesome. We all watch each other's content. So
sorry I don't get on as often. This is my one night of.
I don't have little ones running around during the week. I hate to say this, but sometimes I really enjoy the evenings because I usually can go and watch something or catch something. Usually I used to like spend a lot of time in the evenings getting on to like Maverick Truck Club and the different Facebook groups and such like that. Now it's like, nope. If I can't get it done at work, then that's fine. I'll usually stay till like 6 or 6:30 sometimes. But then once I leave, I'm like, nope, I've got to decompress. But anyway, but yeah, I enjoy that, watching those videos. And sometimes like watching those videos is not like work. It's like I enjoy listening in and learning all about it. So, all right. So, should we talk about membership?
What's in your cup?
Well, I'll throw that on there. I got to go in order here. We got the membership stuff first.
That's after.
I'll do that next. That's next. Got to go in order. Keep the stream going.
All right, I got 29 members tagged here.
All right.
All right, if you'd like to become a member, it is that join button right beside the subscribe button. If you're an Apple user, you have to do things a little bit differently. You have to go to your web browser, go up to the link, hit the little A and big A, and request desktop browser. At that point, you should be able to see it.
And then right now, you're going to find most of the membership content under the membership tab because we don't have it on the homepage right now like we did before. But that's where you find most of that content. And you also get notifications for all those too. So we do some fun stuff. Of course, you're going to be able to see in just a second when we do member highlight, shout outs and everything. Actually, this in here, I do have what's in Tim's cup before the member. But I have the member thing, so I'll have to just flip those around. Here, let me just move that. I moved it the wrong way. Anyway, so, but yeah, so that's always fun. We'll do a live stream on Friday afternoon, lot walk on Saturday with a couple different ideas that are on my mind. Sometimes we even talk about what might be talking about on the live stream that next week. So anyway, so yeah, there you go. Okay. What's the shout outs? So let's do the shout outs.
Yeah. I was like, man, that seems like a lot. I went through. We still have 27 in here with us.
Well, you just need to drill through them. Let's go. All
right. We got Niles saying, howdy, let's get rowdy. He is one of our moderators. He is also our in-house aftermarket specialist. So if you have any questions, go ahead and tag @NilesGridley, and he will help you out with those questions. And before he leaves for the night, he'll drop his email. So if you have any questions after that, you can certainly reach out to him. We have Ridgeview, also one of our moderators. He is amazing and helps keep the chat clean and going for us. He has a good question for us later on.
Yeah.
We have Bucko. Good evening, everyone. Francis checking in from Ocala. We are leaving for North Country Sunday. I know you're going away, but let's try and meet up. So they still haven't met up with each other, even though Francis goes down to
they're
Florida.
Both from they both have places in the same states too.
They're both in Maine and both in Florida, and they just keep swapping each other. We have Ghost saying good evening to all. Alan, evening all. Ford enthusiast is here with us. Mabsim.
That's Anthony.
Yes. Yeah. Anthony.
I'm getting used to it.
Thank you for the reminder. Hello, LM fam. Hope everyone has a fun and safe Labor Day weekend. Elizabeth is here. Staying inside, 102 temp, 115 feels like outside, and that's in the shade.
Crazy.
Yep. Hello, LM friends from Gino. Rushman is here. Good evening. Donald Rash is here. Good evening, all. Brian Foster from Southern California is with us. Paul Newbert, need to re-record the drone intro. The parking lot has been resurfaced. But that would mean that Ridgeview would have to come down because Ridgeview is in our intro.
That's right.
Jack Evans. So no Bronco Sport Hybrid. Bummer. I wonder if Bronco Hybrid happens in 25. I'm guessing
We're
not.
we're gonna talk about that.
Yep.
I've been enlightened.
Mike M. Hope all are having a good weekend. I lost the feature to pay for chat and get free milestone posts. So when he took off, when he unsubscribed with the whole thing, he didn't subscribe in time or resubscribe in time.
Before his thing flipped over, so he started over?
Yes.
We know you're a long timer.
Oh, yeah. And anyone that doesn't keep up their status but rejoins and starts back at 0, don't worry. I still have you in place with all the others, and I'll keep you in line with that.
In more than one way.
Ronald Smith, good evening. Midcoast, Maine, here we go again. Hello, all. Ragnarcon, speaking of editing videos, someone to edit my video for me. Need to hire an assistant.
I've spent like hours on some of the footage in Colorado going, I can't take that out. I can't take that out. And I'm like, I got a 30-minute video. This isn't working.
Yeah.
I struggle with those ones where you just get lots of
So you used to have Jeff
footage.
edit for you. Then you took on your own editing. Then you had me edit for you. And now you've taken on your own editing once again.
Well, a lot of my videos are easy to edit because I don't have all that B-roll to worry about.
Yeah. Oh, that was another comment on the intro. The alien is here from Alan. We have Tom Dender. Sorry for being late to the party. Did I miss why there's no hybrid? We're gonna talk about that later.
We'll get that probably at the top of the 8 o'clock Central Time hour.
Yeah. We have John Rice. Howdy all, and Richview. Brian Foster. Going with him again. Tesla adapter. Ford Authority reported manufacturing has been bumped up and starting to catch up with the backlog. We'll see. Nightwolf.
They didn't have to wait on them.
Evening, everyone. And then we have Johnny's Car Care and Reviews with us. Let's see. Did I miss anyone? Terry McGee is here.
Root beer. Okay, we got to do this. Move that.
Okay.
What's in Tim's cup? Everybody guess. We got some people that guess it in there. What's in Tim's cup? You guys figure it out. All right. Okay.
Oh, Mike M said he never unsubscribed. He's been a member for 2 years and 10 months, but he just can't do the non-paid super chats. I wonder what's going on with YouTube because
normally down there you can pick. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can't you pick your milestone?
Oh yeah, Richview and Francis are 2 towns away from each other.
No. All right. Anyway, yeah. What's in Tim's cup, guys?
All right.
So I did add the sticker. And I got the sticker when I was in Maine. Remember when we went up there?
Yes.
For the off-rodeo. And we were in that one store that Josh works, and they had a little mach-e sticker. So I'm like, you know what? I found that in my wallet. I was like, I forgot I put that in my wallet. And so I stuck it on there tonight. But I'm not drinking a mach-e. Tricked you. No, it is the Mountain Dew. It's Code Red. Yes. Code Red tonight. So anyway.
I got a Baja Blast in mine tonight.
All right. Anyway. All right. What else we got going on? We got a good dealer moment going. We got to do. You got one of those?
Yes. 1 second. I need to figure out which Gmail it went to.
We don't have any stickers or patches. I didn't actually. Normally, I get on and watch other people that that contact me or whatever, and I didn't really get on there a lot to looking at people that I hadn't traded with yet. But here in like next week, when we get back, not next week, the week after, hopefully I'll get a bunch of. They're doing a sticker swap at Supercell, so hopefully we'll get some stickers and patches back. And I'm just leaving them up right now. The suction cup is working. It's staying up. So it's staying right there. I'll probably take the patches with me to Supercell though. Mm-hmm. But they'll be up here Tuesday night.
I have a spare board for you to take with you to Colorado.
Ooh, there we go.
So then you can just slap them on as you go, or you can gather them up and I'll put them on for you when you get back.
The Saturday is when they're doing that, so I'll probably just.
All right, so Francis Arrigo sent in his good dealer moment. Since picking up the Bronco in January, he's already gotten 16,000 miles on it from driving back and forth between Florida and New England. Such a smooth ride, and he's getting 25.8 miles per gallon.
I don't get that.
So he bought his in Florida. He had a VCT cam phaser problems with the 2.7, but one morning on startup, the engine made such a racket that I thought it was going to seize. I took it to Murray Ford in Stark, Florida, because I had an oil change done with them and was impressed with how small town friendly and very knowledgeable about a previous electrical issue that I was having. Turned out to be a loose connection in the door that was giving me blind spot faults and not allowing the windows to work. So when it's happened, there was no question where I was going. My service rep, Carrie, was incredibly accommodating, taking the time to tell me that they had never had this before, but would research and check all the bulletins. A week later, I had the truck back, good as new, no leaks, no problems. You wouldn't even know they took part of the engine apart. I'll be writing the manager about this and the mechanic that did the work. Just thought you would like to know. So Murray Ford in Stark, Florida, service rep was Carrie.
There we go.
So not sales related, but service related. So if you need a good service department, go check them out.
And that sometimes is a difference. There's some dealerships that do well in sales and great customer service sales and not as well in service, or vice versa. So, yeah, sometimes you get one and not the other. So I saw somebody put in there a Diet Bud, but that made me think of something. So when we were in Tennessee at the airport,
yes,
we were there early. I did pick up some chocolate that has whiskey in it, or like syrup. So Tennessee whiskey, Jack Daniels. So it's in there. And Niles, go ahead, Niles. You let them know how good if these are good or not.
Although Niles is a whiskey lover, so
actually I haven't tried one yet. I haven't eaten one yet.
I haven't.
I was like, you know what? I could just eat a piece of chocolate on the live stream, and they would know that it's got whiskey in it. But
so anyway, I got that bar of chocolate.
Yeah.
Now, does that have a bubble of alcohol in it, or is it just flavored?
It is. It's gonna. I think you could smell it. I mean,
it looks like it's filled.
Smell that bag and tell me there's no whiskey in there. You can smell it. It's like a liquor, like liqueur or whatever.
I have an aversion to whiskey. I can't drink whiskey at all. It smells and tastes like dirt to me. I'm sorry, but
yeah, it says there's a reflection here. Whiskey syrup. Jack Daniels. Okay. Dark chocolate filled with Jack Daniels Tennessee whiskey syrup. The light. No. This is like silver, so the light was just reflecting right back on it.
Just based off the smell, no. But I got a chocolate bar, and it has chunks like you would in a Hershey's chocolate bar, and it has a bubble of alcohol. So Lebo bit into it, and he got a shot of whiskey.
Yeah, I got someone who went down to
He's like, I don't want that. No.
What was that? A couple years ago for like during spring break, we went down to the wine country down in Texas. I got some chocolates from there, and those had some stuff in it. I was like, those are pretty good. All right. Well, I didn't put up the slide, but that's fine. We'll do that. And then let's get into scheduling news then.
All right.
Are you ready for that? All right, we're going to get into scheduling for this week, and this week is still continued for, even though I guess it is still August. So we're going to be working off August allocations for scheduling. In fact, that reminds me, let's get into the terminology real quick. Some of you probably been with us. That's probably already know all that stuff, but here we go. So what we're talking about during this segment is scheduling of orders for production dates. And to do that, those orders have to be placed in the order bank. So giving that order to your dealer doesn't necessarily mean it's in there. They actually have to place that order in there, and all orders are placed in the order bank, whether it be a stock or retail. And a retail order is a customer placed order. That is when you go in and you want to order a vehicle that's going to be specifically made for you. That is a retail order. A stock order is one that is being put in by the dealership or by Ford for stock inventory. So what if Ford will do sometimes is they'll slide orders in for dealers if they don't have stock orders if they see they have allocations but not enough orders in there, they'll go ahead and preload what they call SIM orders for the dealers to make sure their allocations get fulfilled, which we're going to talk about in a second. Now, those orders are put in with a priority code in mind. Priority code can be given. A retail order gets anything from an 03 to 19. A stock one gets anything from a 20 to an 80. And the lower the better. It's like golf, I always like to say. And for that reason, retail orders will always be looked at first. So if it has the same configuration as a stock order, the retail would be get scheduled before a stock order. Scheduling, that is when the Ford schedules an order for production dates and the future months. They always do that on Thursdays, not every Thursday, though, depending on if their plant is closed or whatever. It's a holiday, but they'll do those on Thursdays. And some plants will schedule every week. Some won't schedule some weeks and not others. And that's what we talk about in here, of which plants are scheduling, which ones aren't. And then production dates. They usually schedule those orders for dates in the future months. So they usually schedule about 2 months out. So once it first gets scheduled, it'll get scheduled to the week. And as they get closer, it'll change to that certain day of the week that order is scheduled. Now let's talk about allocations, because allocations are needed. So Ford gives dealers allocations to schedule their orders. Having a retail order does not guarantee they're going to get an allocation. It all is completely based on their sales for their sales within their region for each particular model. So a dealer could get a lot of allocations for one model and not for another. And if you place your order in there, it doesn't guarantee it could sit in there for a couple of months if a dealer doesn't usually sell well on that particular model. It can take a little longer. That's why you got to have the conversation with your dealers and find out, whatever model you're looking at, how many allocations do they normally get each month, and how long would it probably take for mine to get scheduled. Constraints, those are options that are in short supply or may take longer to build, based on the capacity. So capacity numbers are what Ford aligns for each different, trim level. They might say, hey, we plan to have capacity for XL is this, XLT is a certain number. That's your capacity. And sometimes if the orders oversee what capacity is, that's where we get that constraint or that longer to get scheduled. Job 1 and 2. Now, this is where production runs into two different jobs. So what they'll do is when the first model year launches, it'll be a job 1. And then if they want to introduce a new feature, a new trim level, something like that, or maybe it's not ready at the beginning of the model year, then they'll create what they call a job 2. And that can and they can change that whenever they want. On the Maverick, it's only 3 months after job 1, but on most models, it's about 6 months after job 1 opens that we'll see job 2 order banks open, and anything unscheduled to that point will end up being a job 2 build. Balance out, that's the end of production or the balance out of something they can produce or an option or something like that. Oh, it's not. There we go. It kept tricking out on me. I should pre-record that because it's like the same thing every week. Some weeks I do a better job of going over it than others. All right, so this week, let's start with the 24 model year Mustang. The Mustang, there's currently, and I don't know if these numbers are right because they really spiked on a lot of models. And so I'm really curious on whether or not they're right. But according to this, there's about 961 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Mustang for the 24 model year. Order banks are closed for retail ordering, but still open for stock because we still have a little bit of time to schedule those. So they allow for those orders for dealers to be able to order stock if they get an allocation for it. But the 25 model year Mustang order banks are open. If you want to place an order right now, you'd want to place a 25 model year order. They are scheduling this week for production dates in October through October 28th, the week of October 28th. It does say balance out. So this is probably the last week they're going to schedule a 24 model year Mustang for the balance out of production. I don't remember what that last day to produce 24 model year is, but it'll be sometime at the end of October, maybe early November. All right. Does say here dealers with an open allocation should consider amending their orders by changing from the manual transmission to the automatic transmission and removing the black painted roof. This will increase the chances of being selected for scheduling. They want dealers to use their allocations so they don't carry over to the next month. Some situations, like us, we've learned that, and sometimes we want those to carry over. All right. Does say in here, see, limited availability for the 5.0 liter that they put in the Dark Horse. Also limited availability for the Night Pony package. For the 6-speed manual transmission, both the one that's in the GT as well as the one for the Dark Horse. Sorry, to think about it for a second. And then also limited availability for the 18-inch ebony black painted aluminum wheel. Exhausted availability for the 5.0 liter engine. So they're looking for EcoBoost orders at this point. There are also exhaust availability for the 19 by 8.5 inch ebony black painted wheel. So those are both the black painted wheels. I believe both of those are the ones from the Night Pony package. And then the black painted roof, again, Night Pony package stuff. So I would say try to stay away from Night Pony package. If you're wanting to get selected for scheduling, if you have like a Night Pony package, you have a Dark Horse, you have a GT, chances are pretty slim. And so you probably need to put in an order for 25 model year at this point. 25 model year Escape. Currently 337 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are open up for the 25 model year. And they are scheduled this week for production dates in October. Main commitment, exhaust availability for the 17-inch Shadow Silver painted aluminum wheel, as with the tire that goes along with that. That is the tire that's standard on all-wheel drive and front-wheel drive. There you go. And also it says with the panoramic Vista roof. I don't know how a tire would affect the roof, but there you go. So really not too many constraints on the Escape yet. So next up is the 24 model year Bronco Sport. Currently 249 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are closed for the 24 model year, but they are open now for the 25 model year. So you can place that 25 model year order for the Bronco Sport. They are open. See, this week they are scheduling. And I think some of those 249, I noticed that number really spiked up, I think are the 25 model year orders. So I think that it's showing both in there. They are scheduled for the week of or the month in October for build dates. That says this is balance out scheduling for the 24 model year. So this is it for that. So basically, if you don't get scheduled at the end of this month and you have a 24 order, then you better place a 25 because you're not going to get it scheduled. Says important notice in here that for dealers that have allocations and don't have orders, they are putting in orders for them. And it says 24 model year Bronco Sport orders were generated this past weekend to align balance to go allocation with 2.0 liter powertrain balance out volumes for the Bronco Sport. That's your Badlands. So they're balanced out, it sounds like to me. It says due to production changes outside of OTD, 2.0 liter orders were generated within remaining allocation and will be available on Monday to review and dressing. So it does say actually that they're trying to get some 2.0 orders in there. So that's good. So if you have one of those, limited availability for the Oxford White painted aluminum wheel. That's the Heritage Edition wheel. Exhaust availability for the 1.5 liter EcoBoost. So there's why they're wanting 2.0 orders, which in my opinion, we sell actually the Badlands better. But for a long time, we couldn't put in a stock order for Badlands. Also, the exhaust availability for the 18-inch machine face aluminum ebony black painted wheel, and for the Outer Banks, as well as the 18-inch machine face ebony black painted wheel that's optional on the Big Bend. That's your black appearance package wheel. And then black appearance package also is balanced out for the Big Bend series. So there you go. All right. Next up, 24 model year Bronco. I don't know why, but the unscheduled orders went from 1,000 to 4,099. Not sure if that's accurate or not. So it's usually pretty accurate, but man, that spiked up. It's hard for me to believe that 3,000 retail orders were put in, but maybe some big company put in a bunch for something. I don't know. Anyway, order banks are open up still for the 24 model year, with the exception of your Heritage Editions. The 4-door Heritage Edition is closed. As I think the 2-door Heritage Edition is still open, and your Heritage Limited has been balanced out. So those are all closed up there, and no more Everglades too. Let's see here. They are scheduled this week for build dates in October. Main commitment there. I did see we had a bunch that were previewing this week, so it looks like they're ready to do some scheduling there. As we mentioned, Bronco Heritage Limited is balanced out. Also, it does say, dealers that want to, they can put orders in priority 99. I don't know why they would do that. I don't think there's a need for that. And then best availability is the 2-door version. They're needing 2 doors. Limit availability for 4-door versions. So if you're looking to get a 2-door, there you go. Really, at this point, most dealerships should be able to get your order scheduled on a Bronco if you want to place one. It's not that difficult there. Next up, 24 model year Mach-E. There's currently 36 unscheduled retail orders in order bank. The order banks are open up for the 24 model year. They are not going to be scheduling at the plant this week. 25 model year Explorer. Currently 291 unscheduled retail orders in the order banks, and not that many. The order banks are open up for the 25 model year. They are scheduling this week for build dates in October. And limited availability for the 3.0 liter EcoBoost engine. That's the one that's in ST, as well as the Platinum, upgraded Platinum. The active version is also limited availability. And the 20-inch carbonized gray painted aluminum wheel. That's wheel option 64Y if you're looking at your orders. And then exhaust availability for the ST version, the Platinum version. And then also exhaust availability for 4-wheel drive. The 18-inch sparkle silver paint aluminum wheel, that's the one in the active. And then a black painted roof as well, which you could add if you wanted as optional equipment. And then the ultimate package, that's on the Platinum. So really it looks like to me, if you're looking through and you know the trims well, ST line is pretty much what they can schedule right now. So there again, this is some of the last weeks of scheduling for those months, and so they're just trying to, hey, they know what they can make in a way of these other ones. Here are the things that they can't schedule for because they're pretty much scheduled. They have all those scheduled out, so now they just need to fill in the holes with other orders that they can produce to full capacity for the month, right? So that's what they're trying to do here. 24 model year Expedition, currently 392 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are still open up for the 24 model year, although I don't know how much longer. Can't tell you much more about that. They are scheduled this week for the build weeks in October. And then the only exhaust availability is a 20-inch 6-spoke gloss black painted aluminum wheel, or painted wheel, that's optional on the XLT and included in the black accent package. So other than that, good to go on Expedition. All right, 24 model year Maverick. I don't know if this is, I think this is a combination of 24 and 25 model year orders. It does say 14,302. Last week it was less than 2,000 for 24 model year. So I think this is including 25 and 24 model year. That's just my opinion on that. The order banks are closed for 24 model year, but open for the 25 model year order. If you want to place your orders, they are scheduling. Again, they're scheduling for 24 model year. They're not scheduled for 25 model year yet this month for build dates in October. This is balance out scheduling. So they're going to try to finish it up this week. I don't know if they're going to end up scheduling next week, but they want to try to finish that out, figure out what their commitment is for the very end of production for the 24 model year. So it does say in here, yeah, skip some of this stuff. It's for dealers. All right. Limit availability for the 2.5 liter hybrid as well as a 2.0 EcoBoost engine. Yeah, go figure. That just means that they need to figure in, they just have a few of each to just try to fill in holes. Also, limit availability for the modular drop-in bed liner, exhaust availability on the XL and XLT, as well as front-wheel drive, as well as the black appearance package, and the 17-inch carbonized gray painted aluminum wheel that's standard on the XLT. So good luck trying to figure out what they can schedule. But again, they're just trying to fill in the last remaining ones for the end of production for 25 or 24 model year before going on to 25 model year. All right, next up, 24 model year Ranger. The order banks are open up right now. They are closing. Actually, let's just go ahead and go over that. They are closing tomorrow. So tomorrow is the last day to be able to order a 24 model year Ranger. So there you go. All right. And that says, and then it says more information will be available on the 25 model year Ranger soon, including the return of the black appearance package. Hey, it's in the bulletin. I'm just I think I can say that. This is not a media deal thing, so I think we're good there. So there you go. Which I actually first time I actually just saw the order bank thing and just said I'll just read it off. But there you go. Or orders can be submitted. It says dealers will have until 4 p.m. That's normally do 8 p.m. Eastern time. So tomorrow, 3 o'clock in Salina is the last time you can order a 24 model year Ranger. And then they're moving on to 25. So I'm not sure when the order banks are going to open up for 25. Let's see it. Let me read this. It doesn't say it here. Order banks are closed on the Raptor as well. Stock ordering will still be open. They are scheduled this week. There's currently 1,211 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. They are scheduled for this week for the month for the month of October, and there's still going to be probably another month of scheduling. Even if the order banks do open up here like real soon, they're still going to need to schedule 24s. So if you're one of those 1,211 orders, don't feel like it's not. If it doesn't happen this week, it's not going to happen. You still have about another month of it possibly getting scheduled. Now, if you're looking at a Raptor, you got to talk to your dealer about whether or not they have a Raptor allocation, because if they don't get one for next month, then your Raptor won't get scheduled. It's just not going to. Limit availability for the forged capable wheel that's optional on the Raptor, as well as the 17-inch gray painted aluminum wheel that's included in the XLT Sport Appearance package. So, which is standard on those now. All right. Next up is a 24 model year Super Duty. Again, I don't know how accurate this is because the numbers just spiked. Now it's saying there's currently 21,000 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank when it was like 13,000 last week. So I don't know what's happening. Doesn't seem like they would have gained 7,000 orders in 1 week, but I don't know. Maybe they got a big contract. Order banks are still open up for the 24 model year Super Duty. People ask every single week, what information do you have for 25? And I can tell you we have no information about 25 model year. And I'm not lying. They haven't told me anything. So it's not, I just don't know. And they are scheduled this week for the weeks in Kentucky truck plant for the weeks of 9/23 through the weeks of 10/7, and Ohio for the same weeks. And then let's see. There's a lot of information in here for dealers about those 6.8 liter engine orders that they're asking dealers to take to keep production levels up. Here's what I envision in the near future is I envision some huge rebates and some low interest rates on 6.8 liter F-250 orders for XL. I see it coming. Just right. I said it here first. Anyway, required orders. They're wanting the 6.8 liter XL orders again to keep up production without the heavy duty standard alternator. They're also needing F-250 and 350 XLT orders and lariats with the 7.3 liter engine without the fifth wheel gooseneck hitch prep package. So yeah, and it says required orders. It's like Ford, we've already you've taken all that you could have from us. Just leave us alone with that. Limited availability for the F-250, F-450, and F-550 series. Also limited availability for the limited trim level. And then also actually all these are limited availability. So the pickup box Elite that with the 6.8 liter gas engine, the 18-inch sparkle silver painted cast aluminum wheel. That's standard on XLT with the F-250 and 350 single rear wheel. Also, the tire, TDX is the tire code. It's an LT 275/70R18 E tire. That's an all-terrain. That's 4x4 tire that is standard on the Lariat F-250s and F-350 single rear wheels. And then if it's a lug nut, it's constrained right now. If there's the lug nut cap that you see on like all your big trucks, those are, there's 4 of them listed. More than likely, if it has a lug nut cap to it, it's constrained. The Sterling 10.5 axle that's available on the 6.8 liter F-250, F-350, or the 7.3 F-250 single rear wheel pickups, and then a 360-degree camera package, which is standard on Lariat, King Ranch Platinum, and limited. Optional XL and XLT is also limited availability. So right now, they're probably just trying to fill in those last holes for those dates that are listed before moving on to next week. All right, 24 model year F-150. There's currently 7,240 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are closed for 24, but open as of yesterday for the 25 model year F-150. And I did a video that went live today on the changes for 25 model year. They did bring back the 300A and the 500A, which is the XLT and the Lariat equipment groups, and they introduced a new STX one, so you don't have to go up to 20-inch wheel if you don't want to. Anyway, check out that video about all the details on that. There you go. So it does say in here limited availability for the 3.5 liter hybrid as well as the 2.7 liter EcoBoost engine. Also limited availability for the tough bed spray and liner, the 20-inch dark gray with the machine aluminum wheel that's standard on the STX. And then also the tire that's also included on the STX 201A. That's a 265/70 R18 all-terrain tire. That's tire number T8C if that's on your order. So, all right. Lastly, 24 model year Transit. Currently 6,053 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are still open up for the 24 model year. They are scheduled this week for the weeks of 10/14 or the week of 10/21. They are needing some low roof version cargo van orders to keep production up. Transit orders with a trail package will not be selected for scheduling this week. And limited availability for the auxiliary heater, AC prep package without the rear controls, and the front rear auxiliary AC heater, the driver control. So anyway, so that's not too bad. Just a few things there. So there you go. So now if you're watching this, of course, live with us, I can take your questions. If you have any questions on this that I can answer, we'll take those now. If you're watching the recorded version, drop those down in the comments and we'll answer those as soon as we can. Bada boom, bada bing. All right. Any questions on any of that? Questions.
Ford Pass.
Bring them on.
Points. Ford Pass. When will best time to get 24 Bronco Sport? You guys have good deals on those Heritage units, but I don't like the seats.
Seat covers?
Yes.
I don't know. We can actually add some. We could actually take them off the site and get leather put in them.
Yeah.
It's an option. I don't know. It's like, I don't know how much it is. Niles could probably tell you. But
right.
That's always an option. We can always put some, and we can even do custom like leather. Like we can give a design or whatever. They do some special custom designs for us. So
yeah,
that's an option.
Then of course
they get heated seats, right? Don't they? I think if it's convenience package.
Maybe. And then of course, Henry Storer with his F450.
Yeah. There's a lot of people in that boat. It's crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of dealers around, let me tell you, that are complaining to Ford about that. And they know, I don't know. So there's a lot of people. We hear that today was a wholesale call, and there's a lot of people complaining about it. It's a lot of dealers.
Yeah.
We all, are getting stressed from different people with orders, just like Henry at our dealerships, and it's like, what's going on here? We need to help our customers out, get them their trucks, right? And some of these people rely on those trucks to do, work and to haul things, to tow things. They need those trucks, and their truck needs to be updated, right? So, yeah. All right. Any other questions?
No. Yeah, no really questions.
I might look up here in a little bit and see if I can find more information about the Ranger, because I didn't look at that and realize that I knew the order banks were closing, but I didn't realize. I know there's no media event for that because there's no major changes, but it was be curious to see if they're bringing the trimmer back. This saying here they're bringing back the black appearance package. So, but what else? Be interested to see what else they do. Probably like F-150 where they just announce it, the order bank open up and stuff. So we'll see when that is. Usually I can tell. Let me actually look up. There's one source to see when's the last time I updated that ordering information. Let's see here. Ranger. Here's Ranger. No. Don't have anything there. Order bank closes. I can add that there. 28, 24. But don't have anything for 25 model year in here. So I'll have to look and see if I can dig and find some information on that. So anyway, I think Expedition Order Bank might be able to put it up in October sometime.
Yeah.
I just have a inkling. All right. Anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, then we move on. It's dealer news updates. Don't have too much in here, but got a couple things.
Perfect.
All right, first one in here is that the Bronco Sport. The only reason I mentioned this is there's some stuff in here, and I want to go over some availability of some things. So the 25 model year Bronco Sport order banks have opened up, but there are some things that people need to know, and I'll stress this when we go over the different build and price, and hopefully I stressed it enough in yesterday's video too, that the Sasquatch package, that all new Sasquatch package, that is not available yet. So I don't know. I could try to order one, but I haven't tried to order one yet. But I know that's a job too. That's a late availability for all those the Sasquatch package for the Bronco Sport and Outer Bank, as well as the Black Diamond off-road package on the Big Bend. Those are all late availability items, so they're not something that's going to be available yet. So in here it does mention that the all new Sasquatch package available in the Outer Banks and Badland trims is late availability and open only for retail ordering. Stock ordering is expected to open in the fourth quarter of 2024, with deliveries expected to begin in early 2025. So for job one, any Outer Banks selected with OTD, which is spec'd for stock, must be spec'd with the tech package included. Ordering of the Outer Banks without the tech package is expected to open in the fourth quarter of 2024. So looks like, in the sense in this one, it does say fourth quarter of 24. So it sounds like to me that it might be like the Maverick in a sense, because it does say in here that ordering is expected to open for those. So all new Sasquatch package available at the Outer Banks and Badlands trims is late availability and open for only retail ordering. It does say stock ordering is expected to open in the fourth quarter of 24. So it sounds like to me you can order one of those now, and then we'll be able to order stock ones in the fourth quarter. But it does say with delivery is expected to begin in early 25. So I don't know. It may be one of those same things like with the Maverick, where it's a late thing there. So, and then also, I don't know if you guys saw the dealer this information. They actually gave a bulletin out to dealers. Ford had posted an article and letting people know about their electrification strategy, and that. So that went out August 21st. So last Wednesday, day after the live stream, and they probably just sent this out to dealers just to kind of let people know that we are emphasizing that our goal is to deliver a capital efficient, profitable electric vehicle business while continuing to significantly reduce carbon emissions over time. You'll read in our press release that our story highlights electric vehicle market conditions, our competitive advantages, our adjusted electric vehicle rollout, our new affordable electric vehicle platform, our realigned battery sourcing plan, and how customer insights led us to offer a range of electrified options. So basically, they're saying that they're going to focus in the electric vehicles into the ones that are they can be competitive at, and then as commercial vans with the e-Transit, mid-size and large pickup trucks, that's your Lightning and such. And it says that they're going to shift our 3-row SUV strategy to advanced hybrid technologies, delivering the driving benefits of an electric vehicle with much longer range. So basically what they're saying is that they don't want to do a 3rd-row electric vehicle that doesn't have a good range. And so instead, focus on a hybrid 3-row vehicle first that can get a bigger range. So that's what you're going to probably see come out first. And it doesn't say whether that's going to be like a more of a mid-size 3-row or if it's going to be like Expedition size, but there you go. But yeah, so that came out. So you can check that article out. It's on media.ford.com if you want to find it, but there you go. There's that goody stuff. And order guides. So like I said, the order guides came out for the 25 model year Bronco Sport. I have that here. Right here. We're going to go through those. Also, the F-150 Lightning changes and the 2025 F-150 There you go. So those order guides came out now, and then also they did update the 24 F-150 Lightning. I missed it. They actually updated it a couple of weeks ago, and for job 2 for the F-150 Lightning on the Flash edition, no, on the Lariat, I mean, they're going to be Active X trim seats are going to be standard on the Lariat trim. So I think at the launch of job 1 for the Lightning, it was supposed to be an option for ActiveX, and it was going to be leather, and now it's completely ActiveX now. And carrying over to 25 model year, the Lariat will be ActiveX, as well as the Flash edition will be. To me, if you're looking at an F-150 Lightning, look at the Flash edition. If you want extended range, you get ActiveX seats. You get basically, it almost looks like a Lariat trim at that point, but keeping the price down under 70. So there you go. But so that's that stuff. All right. You good over there?
Yeah.
All right. What else we got? We got recalls. Got any questions there?
Nope, not on that.
All right. We're going to go to a couple of recalls here then. All right.
Make Ford great again. Unplug it. Maybe it will reset.
All right. Speaking of plug-in. All right. This first one here is a customer satisfaction program. Actually, I think there's only one safety recall here. Right? That's an emissions. There's only one safety recall, and it's on a Transit. Who drives a Transit? Just kidding. All right. So this first one is a customer satisfaction program 24B48, and this is for 24 model year F-150 Lightning vehicles. It says this program will be in effect through August 31st, 2025, with no mileage limit. And it says there's 6,942 vehicles are affected by this program here, and it says for the reason for this is in some of the affected vehicles, customers may not be able to save their vehicle's charge locations and charging times. Customers can still plug the vehicle in and charge normally, but the customer cannot schedule a charging location and time because the charging location and time cannot be saved. So anyway, so it does say letters are going to go out the week of September 2nd to people that are affected by that. There you go. All right, next one is another customer satisfaction program, 23B12. And this is for 21 to 22 model year Mustang Mach-E's and 22 model year E-Transits. This program is in effect through September 30th of 2025 with no mileage limit. There's only 274 vehicles affected by this, though, by the way. And the reason for this program is in all affected vehicles, a high voltage battery modular was previously replaced using an incorrect thermal interface material template. That's abbreviated TIM, by the way. Thermal interface material. Anyway, the high voltage battery module, coined HVBM, has been serviced using the incorrect TIM template may cause the cells to operate at a temperature higher than desired intent, resulting in reduced cell performance and over time a progressive reduction in vehicle range that may become noticeable to the driver. This may also result in a malfunction indicator light, DTC code, and battery power limiting. So there you go. And then it says on this one here, letters are going to go out that same week, week of September 2nd. So there you go. All right, next one is an emissions recall for 22 to 24 model year Edge and 22 to 23 model year Nautilus vehicles with a 2.0 EcoBoost engine. Currently, 287,859 vehicles are affected by this. The reason for this emissions recall, affected vehicles have an onboard diagnostic system that may falsely set the catalytic converter diagnostic trouble code P0420. So that may causing the malfunction indicator light to illuminate even though a repair may not be or may be unnecessary. So Letters are going to go out the week of November 25th to owners on this one. It does say pending agency approval. Owner letters are expected to be mailed out the week of November 25th. So there you go. This is I think this is just a dealer notice at this point, an advance notice on that one. And then this in here is a safety recall 24S53 for 24 model year Transits. This one's actually, well, really, it's not that big of a deal, I think. Anyway, it is, I guess, if you're hauling stuff. So there's 373 vehicles affected by this, and it says that the reason for the safety recall is in some of the affected vehicles, the incomplete vehicle information label and the incomplete vehicle manual may list an inaccurate front gross axle weight rating. The front GAWR is incorrectly listed as 2,100 kilometers or 4,630 pounds. The front axle GAWR is 1873 and 4,130 pounds. Frequent and extended use of an affected vehicle loaded to a front GAWR above design capacity may lead to front steering knuckle failure. If a front steering knuckle fails, partial loss of steering control may occur, increasing the risk of a crash. So owners will be mailed out the week of September 9th for that one. So, and probably with that one, it's just going to be an updated label. And that's it, right? Okay. That's it. That stuff.
All right.
What you guys all laughing about?
Well, I mean, they're talking about cruises, taking cruises and whatnot.
I'm going to take a cruise down the road to Colorado.
Ninjas Are Real said, make Ford great again. Make all vehicles clutch. Sounds like a slow night in the office. Think I'll go teach my dog how to drive a manual. He's very demure. Do you remember on our way back, I was talking about all of a sudden we were talking about something and I was just like, have you heard of this new trend on social media? And it was the very polite, very demure.
Oh, yeah.
That's what had me chuckling.
All right. Let's see here. Is it true?
Is it true?
Hey, I'm pretty close into our topic because it's 8:05 and we're really getting into the Bronco Sport stuff because the is it true happens to do with 25 model year Bronco Sport. This one is in the pricing. So Ford Authority, which is always a great source, and they are and they're correct in this. They actually posted an article today about the Bronco Sport pricing, and that it looks like it went down a little bit and such. And they were talking about some things there. But here's they said it went up, but they said not by much, but it did go up, and that's pretty common to see prices go up. And I actually don't think it's correct. In my opinion, the price went down, and this is why. So if you look at, in fact, I'm going to pull up on mine, but I might not show it to everybody else. I'm going to go to Ford.com, and if you look at the pricing for the Bronco Sport for the 24 model year, so 24 model year Bronco Sport. I'll share it. I'll share the screen here. Let me pop this out. Let's see if we can get the right size. Let's see here. We'll share this. Make this as big as we possibly can. There we go. All right. So 24 model year Bronco Sport. Let's do a build and price on here and look at 24 model year. And then we're going to look and see what's included in a 24 model. So let's go to Big Ben. It is $29,795. So by the way, it is $200 more this year. It's $29,995. And I'll tell you why I think there's less of a price increase on the Big Ben, but more of a price increase on the Heritage and the Freewheeling in just a little bit. But if you start this build and you look at packages, so if you look at this Copilot 360 Assist Plus package, and you look at what's included in that package. So you have that it gets the intelligent adaptive cruise control with stop and go, lane centering, speed sign recognition, evasive steering assist. You get navigation. So when you look at that package, it's $995. It's $1,000. So that takes it up to $30,000 $795. It includes adaptive cruise, also includes navigation, so that's you don't have an option to get that. I don't think it includes the speed sign recognition either, but you get adaptive cruise included now, standard equipment on this. So when you look at it that way, if you added that package of $1,000 to the Bronco Sport for this year, then it's more. And you might say, well, but you don't get navigation. I said, okay, so let's take that out, but you do get wireless charging pad though, as part of if you go look at the convenience package, right? You have the rear sensors. Rear sensors are now standard.
Yes.
If you look at the wireless charging pad is now standard. So that's already standard. That's the only thing out of these packages that are standard equipment now. So you get a couple things out of the convenience package that are standard, and you get adaptive cruise with lane centering and stop and go as part of the Copilot 360 Assist. So what I look at it is it's a big win. In my opinion, it's lower. Even though it looks like it's more expensive, you'd have to add $1,000 package to get pretty equivalent to what you're getting this year in a way of that. Now, the question is why, as I was going to say earlier, did the Big Ben only go up $200, but the Heritage and Freewheeling went up $800? And I tell you, there's one secret to that is they want to be able to say there's an under $30,000 Bronco Sport. It's that simple. They got it. If they can price one of them at $29,995, then they have a $30,000 Bronco Sport.
Yes.
So, because technically, they don't want to sell the Big Ben at $29,995, and if you add destination, they're not. But that's kind of where they're looking at it. That's why these others are more expensive. So, and they went up $800. Now, Outer Banks, when you look at that trim level, it went up by $1,000. And I think you get some things. If you look at that one there, went up $1,000, but again, you get the Copilot 360 Assist included, and you do get the navigation in that one. So when you look at it, it's actually the same price as last year because you get the adaptive cruise, you get stop and go lane centering, you get evasive steering assist, and you get the navigation because you do get nav. That's where the nav starts, is on the Bronco on the Outer Banks. So really, you are getting $1,000, and I think you're getting some stuff out of that tech package. You're getting the wireless charging pad already, but I think that's it out of that package. So anyway, so there you go. So there's that, and that's why I think that's equivalent. But some people probably will look at the let's just evaluate all of the prices right now. Why don't we do that? So if you look at the Badlands edition, it went up $1,600, but let's look at packages on that one. So one of the things you'll notice on the Badlands is there is not a premium package for this year.
Right.
Because all the stuff of the premium package is now standard equipment. So you're $2,900 now. So you get the leather trim seats are included, standard equipment. Power seat is standard equipment. The auto dimming rearview mirror standard equipment. I think the B&O might not be. I think there is a tech package still. So I think B&O is in the tech package. And then dual zone climate is standard. I think HD radio is in with the B&O. Driver memory might be in that package now. You get the sensors included, wireless charging pad included. I think get the heated steering wheel included. And your universal garage door opener might be in that tech package. So they noticed most people were ordering the premium package, so they included basically Bronco Sport Badlands as premium, loaded up premium.
Is Badlands where you start getting the 360 camera?
Yes, I think on the Sasquatch though.
On Sasquatch,
I think you have to get that package. We're going to go through those in complete guides, but there you go. So when you look at it, I really think they did a pretty good job of not really raising the price. In my opinion, it's if you look at what you're getting. It's samey. It's you're getting. I think actually the Big Ben is the biggest bonus. Yeah. I think you're getting a lot more on the Big Ben than just $200 worth. And then on the others, I think Outer Banks and Badlands is pretty equivalent to what it was. If you actually look and see what you're getting now as standard equipment versus last year, and then I think too the Freewheeling and Heritage they're about. My opinion, you're getting the Copilot 360 Assist plus a couple other things from the tech package included. So anyway, so there you go. And if you do look, the convenience package is cheaper because there's some things that aren't in there anymore. So I think it's good. There are a couple things that, and now we're going to actually get into the on my mind. So as we move into the On My Mind and talk about the Bronco sport and talk about, we're going to talk about hybrid in just a little bit. But before we get into that, when you look at some of the things that kind of talking about overall what you can get and can't, I'm a little disappointed in not being able to get a full size spares or a tow package. So on the Big Ben, on the Heritage Edition, and the Freewheeling, you can't get a tow package. The only way to get a tow package on a Big Ben is by getting that off-road package.
Right.
Which, by the way, I think that the Big Ben with that Black Diamond off-road package, I think is a way to go. If you're looking to doing some off-roading, and you don't, you're not going to do some, if you're going to do some serious stuff, you probably should have a Bronco anyway. But in my opinion, that Big Ben with the Black Diamond off-road package. So last year, Sarah can tell you, I actually thought the Black Diamond off-road package was kind of a joke. Because when you look at, I'm sorry for it, I don't mean to put that blunt, but you got some different wheels. So what, right? You got underbody protection, and you got a very poor Continental all-terrain tire. I mean, that's it. That's all you got, and you get a graphic. Okay, let's omit the graphic. But I was like, that's not much. That's not much. They stepped up the game this year, because if you look at it, let's go back. Let's pull this up and go back to that. And again, we'll get into hybrid talk in just a second. Let's get back into, let's look at the 25 model year in case you didn't know where that's located. It's actually got it up to date a lot faster than it did on the Maverick. So if you go to the meet your 25, and then it's right there, and you build it out. So I think this Big Ben Black Diamond package is pretty cool. So you get, not only do you, if you add it, you get the look of a Sasquatch. I mean, check that out. It looks like a Sasquatch. Mm-hmm. The wheel's a little different, which I like the wheel, but man, you're looking like a Sasquatch. And the grill upgrades on these, I mean, last year's grill I did not like on the Big Ben. Of course, I didn't like the Big Ben grill on the Bronco either. I think they did a good job. It's carbonized gray painted, but the grills, in the sense, the designs all look about the same, just different color paints on them. I really like that. And if you look, you're getting you're getting the steel bumpers front and back. You're getting the recovery points front and back, the brush guard. Although I really wish they'd have a brush guard delete option. And I think a lot of other people will probably say the same thing. Here, let's open this up. So you get the steel plated front and rear bumpers, and you get those accessory ready bolts on there. So, and hopefully they should have done for this year is added a toolkit. That should have been added. Just like they do on the Bronco. This is where you get your trailer tow package. So you get that with the full size spare. You get the fender tie downs. The right here, these pop out.
Yes. I love it.
You saw those. Recovery hooks front and rear, and then underbody protection, skid plate and fuel tank and canister shield, and the upgraded wheel and tire. Interior, that's just exterior. Interior, you get the outlet, auxiliary switches, just like the Sasquatch gets, the cargo mat, the cargo management system. That's that shelf divider system.
Yeah.
The table, the passenger grab handle, which I totally neglected to talk about in the video we did while we were there, and then the rubberized seat backs. Mm-hmm. So that, I mean, $2,500. The only thing you're missing is the upgrade. You're not getting the twin clutch RDU out of it in the rear locker, and you're not getting upgraded suspension.
Right.
Those are so you're getting a Haas 1.0. That is it. So, but if you don't need a rear locker, man, you could throw a rough country suspension on this, put a little bit of lift, throw in, and I mean, it does mention all-terrain tire. So what I understand is this is a Continental tire, but it's a much better Continental tire. Now, we know from people that were testing these that this package is actually, that tire is a really good tire. They actually got the chance to drive it and been testing this one, and they were ones that were testing it, and it's a pretty good tire. I think this is a great package. I mean, think about this, add that package, and I don't know if you want the convenience package or not. Fog lights, power driver seat. Let's say we add that. Let's add that sucker too. And then can't get the black appearance package. Now you can add graphics if you want. There's a couple different graphics. Let's say we don't add graphics. Let's go down to the summary. And remember that the Outer Banks starts at what, $35,000. You're $35 for the off-road edition of the Big Ben.
That's nice.
That's not too bad. You could go without the convenience package and not have a power seat and everything, and save yourself another 1,600, and you'd be in the 33s. Which 33 is how much a Heritage Edition is. Yes. Think about that. So you could go Heritage Edition. I don't know. I'm kind of a big fan of this year, and heck, I might order one for us to have at the dealership. I might just put my name on one and order one in a color, and just to have in there. But I think that's a good package. So, all right, enough of that. You guys probably want to know my thoughts and what's going on with the hybrid and why we didn't get a hybrid. So,
yes.
So we did get a chance to talk to some people, because I said when I saw, actually, I got a chance to look. We did the media reveal with everybody else. We were the last day. We got the information ahead of time so we could be ready and do videos, because it was like an in and out quick thing. I mean, anyway, I felt rushed. I didn't feel like our video was that good. But once I started editing, I thought, hey, actually, I think I did a pretty good job for that little time that we had. We had about 1 hour to record video content. And that was it. And then we were out. But we got some information ahead of time. And as I was reading through it, I'm like, that's going to be a big disappointment. No hybrid.
Yeah.
So we talked to the brand manager, about this. I'm like, I think the biggest disappointment you're going to see is people are going to be upset that there's no hybrid version for the Bronco Sport.
Yes.
And he said, yeah, we know that, but we got to have dinner with some of the people from Ford, some people that are part of their engineers, and people that are driving these and taking these off road, and they're off road vehicles, right? So they drive Broncos and Bronco Sports. And one of the things that one of them said was, we're not ready to throw a hybrid in a vehicle until it's at that level where we have no compromise on the 4-wheel drive capabilities.
Yes.
And right now, that is not happening. If you look at nothing against Jeep, but if you look at the plug-in hybrid Jeep, that is not, you lose some things. You're compromising on to go hybrid. You're losing things. You're losing some capabilities. First of all, battery. That's gonna lower your ground clearance completely. So that's going to bring it down. You're going to have less ground clearance. It's going to be heavier.
Well, and
there's
we
a lot of
found
other
out
things.
A lot of people are upset because they were like, well, we wanted more lift seen on the Bronco Sport. Well, they lifted it. They did. But they had found from some wear and tear from some of their people that are driving these out in the field that those bash plates were so close to the fuel tank and other components that are needed that was jamming the bash plate into the fuel tank and other components. So they added clearance, but then they added some room between the bash plate and the other components of the vehicle. So there is lift, but
they also had to bring that.
Yeah, they had to make it more secure.
They did they got more clearance, and if they actually kept the skid plates where they were from last year, they would actually show a big significant increase in ground clearance. But because of that, it was more important to them to keep the integrity of the vehicle, so they brought the bash plate down to help protect it more.
Which, if you think, where are the hybrid batteries going? Under the vehicle. You're going to lose more room doing that.
Yeah.
So you're going to have even less ground clearance. So
the capabilities, like I said, the hybrid is not to the capability yet. And until that happens, we're not going to see it in a Bronco or a Bronco Sport.
Think how much heavier those batteries are.
Yeah.
You're going to have more weight. Do you really want extra weight trying to go through those mountains and that terrain? Probably not.
Now, I did mention to them, I says, well, do keep in mind that there are people that aren't going to take the Bronco Sport off-road. Their intent is not that they want to take the Bronco Sport off-road. They like the look of that SUV better than an Escape. They're buying it. This is their daily driver. They're not taking it off-road. And they don't see the Bronco name on it. They see a cool SUV, the cheapest SUV that Ford makes. And technically now it is not, which I think is good that the Escape came down, because maybe that will divide the people into it. But as long as there's a Bronco name on that, it's the capability. So a lot of people thought, oh, that shouldn't have the Bronco name because it's not capable. Let me tell you, folks, these Bronco and Bronco Sports, I mean, they are capable.
Yes.
These things can do some things and some off-road
if you've seen any of the footage, you've seen it go basically sideways up on a rock.
They had it up to like 26 degrees.
Yes. They're like, we don't suggest this in the field.
It went further than like what you saw on the video footage is further than what they recommend, what they say it can do. So they went further than that, but it was again to.
Yeah, but these are professionals that are doing this as a promotional.
But if it's got the Bronco name in their opinion, Bronco Sport, that is off-road capabilities that they want to put that stamp that Bronco name on it. Mm-hmm. Folks, that has the Ford emblem on it in one place in the lower left-hand corner. Bronco name is on there twice. And there's is there a pony on this one? There is on the Bronco. Anyway, it's going to have the Bronco name. It's off-road capable. It's off-road ready. It is about going off-road, and until they can do that with a hybrid and not lose anything at all, then you'll see it. So I don't think we don't have confirmation on Bronco yet, but after talking to him, I don't think it's happening this year.
Well, and a lot of people are like, well, I really liked the old Escape body, and I've been following Ford since 2000 whatever with that box body Escape, and I've been forced into this sleeker body Escape. I prefer that look, and I still want the hybrid. We get it.
Yeah.
We truly did, and we mentioned that as our ignition point with the engineer that we were talking to about this, and he was like, I get that, but we want this to be the off-road capable vehicle. We really it's a Bronco first and foremost before it's anything else.
Yeah, they're all 4x4, right? So they're all 4x4 ready. And something else to note is I know some articles have said, hey, they've added an off-road mode. Just to clarify, they didn't really, in a sense, they changed one of the modes. So they noticed that people in Bronco Sports didn't understand the difference between the modes. And so their off-road mode was their sand mode. So last year they had 5 goat modes. They have 5 again this year. There's no more modes that are standard. Now there's more in the Badlands. I'll get to that in a second. But there's the normal, the eco, the sport mode. Then there's the slippery mode, and then there was a sand mode last year. Well, that sand mode was the off-road mode. So they just changed the name to off-road to make it more easily for people to understand. Hey, I'm off-road, whether it be a gravel road, whether it be a sand road, whatever. I'm off-road. Put it in an off-road mode. That's basically what they did there. And then the Badlands had the rock crawl as well, and they added a 7th one to the Badlands, and that was that rally. So that's your fast speed sand mode in a sense, is the rally. So that's what they added to that. So and that's something else to kind of clarify too is that Sasquatch package on the Outer Banks versus the Badlands, they are different. So they have a lot of the same components, but on the Badlands, you're getting the Outer Banks Sasquatch does get the twin clutch rear drive unit with the locking differential. That is a huge upgrade for the Outer Banks. On the Badlands, it comes standard. And when you go to the Badlands, you get upgraded suspension from. Also on the Outer Banks, you get upgraded from a Haas, what they called the Haas 1.0, to the basically the suspension that the Badlands comes standard in. So you get a Badlands suspension on the Sasquatch Outer Banks. But then when you add the Sasquatch to the Badlands edition, you get the Bilstein shocks. That is the only way to get the Bilstein upgraded, what they call Haas 3.0, is with the Badlands Sasquatch package. So anyway, so there's sometimes when things are being thrown around and you have media and they cover a lot of different vehicles, and they may not know the Ford as in depth as we do. It is kind of fun to be able to get the media access to that with knowing what our background, because like in our session, they talked about 360-degree camera, and I said, now how's that available? Is that standard? And like, oh no, you have to go to this package. You got to go to Outer Banks. So it requires Outer Banks or Badlands to get the 360 camera. And I can't remember if, to be honest, I can't remember if it's part of a package. I know that it's on their Sasquatches. I know that for a fact. But my question is, I can't remember if it's part of the tech package too. Let me go look this, because I think it's in the tech package on that. I'm actually looking it up right now. So if you go tech package, you go tech package. So that's what it was on the Outer Banks and the Badlands. To add a Sasquatch, you have to add the tech package. So that was the big kicker there.
Yeah.
So you got to add the tech package to the. So if you add Sasquatch to your order, you'll see that it's $1,600 more. Well, so it's not just Sasquatch is $3,500. You got to add the tech package too, so it looks like it's quite a bit more.
Right.
But that's where you get the 360 camera is with that tech package.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
so
all right, we have questions.
Is Ford discontinuing the Escape?
Okay, there's a lot of rumors about that, and Ford has not confirmed any of that yet to me.
Right.
I haven't heard anything. Now, I could see that happening after the 25 model year because usually there's refresh would be 26 for that Escape. So, when a lot of people thought it was going away after the 23 model year, and I said, why would they do a redesign and then cancel it?
Right.
So I said, I don't see that happen. And then 24 came out, and then they thought that was the last year. And then when 25 order banks opened up, I said, 25. And he goes, even somebody here at the dealership said, what do you mean? Thought they were done after 24 in the Escape. I said, no, that's the Edge.
It's just like the Ranchero and the other AI news out there. It's purely speculation at this time. Ford has not confirmed anything.
And I think as long as that is the small SUV with a hybrid, it'll continue to be available. Now I might be totally wrong, but I think that's what's happening. It is the cheapest SUV they have, and is the cheapest, and it's the hybrid SUV that they have.
Yeah. Now, the point is being made that 99% of Bronco Sports being purchased are not being taken off road.
I don't know about 99, but I'm sure it's pretty high.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people do take those, like we saw in New Hampshire, take them on off-road roads that are typically just roads that are not taken care of by the city anymore.
Yeah. Which about any SUV can do.
Right. Right. In Canada, Bronco Sports are piling up at the dealer lots. They are unsold 2022 still.
22s. I'm sorry, if you're a dealer and you got even a 23 right now, you're doing something wrong.
Well, we don't have any 23s. We have 24s.
Yes.
Yeah. That means you're marking it up or you're doing something and you're not selling things.
We're hearing that. We have people that have 23s and they're still marked up. I'm like, why?
Or those 22s are used and people traded.
Well, it could be, but yeah, I'm sorry, but a dealer, you got to manage your inventory. If you're a dealer out there, you got to know how to manage your inventory, and you got to start doing some things. There's markup on these. There's ways to. When you sell a new vehicle, Ford pays you for the sale of a new vehicle.
In Canada, they're more expensive.
Well, yeah, it's because of the cost of living is more. It's the exchange of the dollar, right? Whatever that's called.
Yes.
We'll never get with that. That's what the difference is. And so that's why a lot of people will look at the US, because the exchange rate, vehicles would be cheaper here. And we cannot sell vehicles to people in Canada.
Yeah.
That's a big no.
But I mean, we have 2024 sitting on our lot, but I mean, how many F-150s do we have sitting on our lot? Oh yeah. And you'll see as you get closer to the switch of the model year, a lot of vehicles piling up because people are like, well, what's the next year going to look like? What are they going to change on the next year? Do I want to wait for 25 Bronco Sport or do I want to go with the 24? So they'll wait typically until that 25 look comes out. They'll see it. They go, I prefer 24. And then they'll go buy 24. So for us, having 24s on our lot is an advantage to us because we have them in stock. So, you can see vehicles piling up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have 200 new cars in inventory at any given time?
Yeah, we're 180 or so right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you gotta, as a dealer, you gotta earn. It's earn and turn. So there's the thing. You're gonna get more. You can always get more inventory. So you just turn those and make some sort of profit and keep moving them on.
Yes.
So you do get. Ford gives a kickback to dealers for every vehicle they sell, and dealers that aren't using that money. So I think there are a lot of dealers that probably give the owner keeps that money. But if they were smart, they would use it towards selling down some of their stuff. So.
But we are considered a smaller town dealer still, even though we have a larger inventory. But he's saying that in Canada, there's a dealer there that has 500 car inventory. And maybe they just aren't handling their inventory well.
Well, hard to tell. Maybe they want to carry those, but yeah, I mean, at this point, like I said, we don't want to hold on to the next model year. So for us, once we get a new model year coming and we know, okay, we have 25 Explorers on their way. Okay, what do we have for 24s? We got to get rid of those, because once a new, especially a redesign year, once you get a 25 in 24, you have those side by side on your lot. Good luck selling the 24, because so we try to sell those down as the 25s are coming, so we don't have any left, because we will have to significantly discount it to move it. So that's
Yeah.
what you need to do. So you have 25s, like Escapes are coming soon. I think we're down to 4, maybe.
Yeah.
And we're selling them, so we price them to sell. So when a 25 is starting to show, we don't have any 24s left. It's it's one of those things where you kind of gotta, like, got to play a little bit. You got to balance a little bit so that you don't have them. You're selling them, finishing up as they're starting to show. That's the kicker on that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So,
and there's some dealerships will have more inventory.
Yeah.
If they're a bigger dealer, I mean,
Yeah.
But also for us, we found a good medium. We don't want to be overstocked either, but have enough that we're selling. So every week we go through how many do we have in stock, how many are we selling, what's our goal, and what's our pace. And then we start adjusting our pricing. If we're not hitting our goals or we're not pacing for our goals, we start lowering the price. If we're going too fast, then we steady it, right? We didn't, like, you price the vehicles for us.
Yeah.
Right? You didn't price in one F-150 this week, did you?
No, I did not.
No, because we're on pace of what we're supposed to sell for F-150, so there's no reason to lower our price for that reason.
They're selling well.
Yeah.
So Rushman said they should have painted the Sasquatch steel bumpers flat black, not silver. And I think that silver, it's to add a wow to the front of the vehicle. It's to add a distinct look to the front, as well as that's gonna chip, like when that chips, that paint is, because it's a steel bumper, it's not molded in black. So if black were to chip, it's going to show the silver underneath. That silver is not going to show as well.
Yeah. I don't know. You got a steel. So you got on the Bronco ours. Sport. Well, on the Bronco.
Yeah.
That is a steel modular front bumper.
Right.
It's black.
It's powder coated, right?
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway.
They're trying to keep the cost down.
Maybe.
Remove the brush bar on the front.
Yeah, I do think they need a brush bar delete option.
Yes.
And I shouldn't say that, but yeah. I always, there's a lot of recommendations I have for brand managers and all, and some are receptive and some aren't.
Anyways.
Yeah.
You mentioned,
I still haven't gotten a response of whether or not the speed sign recognition is gone, because that is not in the order guide. That doesn't, they did change the wording on a lot of models from speed sign recognition to predictive speed assist, and that wording is not in the order guide either. So I don't know if it lost speed sign recognition or not. Maverick gained it, so I wouldn't think so. I just think they maybe admitted it from the order guide. That's my take on that. So,
Canadian dividend growth. I would not suggest the Focus coming back. I would suggest the Fusion. The Fusion was their biggest seller when it came to cars. But
all right,
let's go on to our Q&A. So you mentioned in previous weeks that we would have heard something about 2025 F-150 by August 26th.
Mm-hmm.
Those order banks have opened.
And I did a video today on it.
It's just Bronco sports a refresh, and so there's been bigger news, bigger information on that now.
25 F-150 is not a significant, no big refresh, is what I say. So it's pretty much a continuation of the previous model year.
Yes.
So there is some changes, and watch today's video that I did on that. I did the changes on that. So like I said, order banks are going to open up Monday. I said that last week for both the Bronco Sport and the F-150, and they did open up yesterday. And I got to the reason I did the Bronco Sport was because of the significant changes. There was a lot more changes there than the F-150, but F-150 did have, they reverted back, in my opinion, to before 24 model year, where they had a 300A and a 500A instead of just going straight to the 301A. So I think some people complained that, they wanted some things, and then they added one to the STX. So, and then other than that, I mean, they really kind of more or less, they left King Ranch Platinum, Tremor, and Raptor alone. There wasn't really anything they did different there. But F-150, they did some changes there. 360 camera isn't available until you get to 302A, which is before it was standard equipment on XLT. So that was a significant change there. And because of that, you don't get the Pro Trailer backup assist or hitch assist. That has to do with the 360 camera, which on the Maverick, that is why you don't see it on the XLT, is that you need the 360 camera, and they don't want to invest enough to put it on those. So that's a change. I mean, just watch the video. I did go through some changes.
But it did get overshadowed by Bronco Sport a bit, but it still happened.
Just because of the redesign, but it happened. Ranger will be the same. Like when Ranger comes out, there won't be like a big thing like they did a big media rush on it, because it's not a redesign. It's just a continuation, and with maybe an additional package. So that typically happens from most model years. So every 3 years, most models are every 3 years they refresh. Every 6 years is when they do a redesign. And so they did a redesign on F-150 last year. So.
So continuing on the F-150 track here, the 2025 F-150 have the new infotainment system. Or why doesn't it have the new infotainment system? Sync 4 is known as an inferior system than other some same in-class competitors, especially for $75,000.
The Ford digital experience is in the Explorer. I think it'll make its way to the Expedition. I don't know for sure. I'm assuming that based on Navigator. So Navigator and Expedition kind of share some things. So if you did see the Navigator reveal the split gate, the infotainment system, it won't have the full across the dash probably like the Navigator, but it will. Navigator has the Lincoln digital experience. So that's probably updated, but no, F-150 is still the Sync 4 with the there's Sync 4s are pretty, I don't know. I guess I haven't driven a bunch of other vehicles, but I'm satisfied with Sync 4 and all the vehicles I have. And what's great, and the Sync 4 constantly gets updated. So it does have the over-the-air updates. So it can constantly be getting updated. The mach-e got an update.
I'll say that my favorite screens when you get into a vehicle and you're looking, and it's not part of the infotainment system or whatever, but when I'm getting into vehicles, even our luxury vehicles that we have here, my favorite screens, backup screens, all of that, Ford and Lincoln. No one can beat their quality of the screen image or the backup camera. None of them match it. So while some competitors may have a better this or that, Ford is excelling in their quality of visual effects and other things as well. And their Sync 4 is pretty good. I've never had a problem with it.
So we picture all of our new and used vehicles. And I can tell you every time, like if we back up the vehicle into our building and onto a turntable that needs to be perfectly straight, left and right, front and back. Front and back's easy to get out and go, I can go back a little bit, forward a little bit, but left and right, man, some of those vehicles, you're going forward and back. You're like, dang it, that camera is not straight.
I'm not the main photographer, so I feel like I have the privilege to be like, that's not a Ford, not doing that one. I'm taking this one.
Well, I actually today, they were like, I don't know, there's 5 or 6 back there. And I purposely saw what vehicles they were. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to leave the Ford EcoSport and the Lincoln Corsair for Sarah. And so I did the Mazda.
You've caught on.
I did was a Mazda, a Chevy, and something else. I can tell you. So Ford's has a nice system. So you have lines, dotted lines on the edges. That is where your tire is, or your vehicle is. But there's a nice dotted line right down the middle, and we have a crack. It goes down the middle of our turntable perfectly. It's actually has several tiles put together, and so you can take that line and go right onto that center where they separate and go, I'm perfectly straight.
Now I can back any vehicle up.
Every time.
I truly can, and I can get it straight. I did it for how many years?
Yes.
Without a problem. It's just
some of the systems, like the Mazda. The Mazda was a line that came like this and then came in. Now I will say, Chevy does have their lines will go in and then have a little gap, which is kind of nice because then I can take that line.
You can somewhat line it up.
So Chevy's not too bad, but most of them. And again, like you said, it's not that we can't back up a vehicle, but when we need to perfectly back it up right to it,
because otherwise, it's
Ford system is better than anybody.
In and out,
and you can see it. It's so clear too.
Oh yeah, I love the clarity.
Anyway, all right, we've gone on. This is backup nation. I'm just kidding.
I mean, when you're backing down how long is your driveway? When you're backing down that driveway, a nice camera is pretty good to have.
A very long drive, and I can back down it all the way.
So I can back down it in any car I want, but
yeah,
still.
Some of the vehicles, like I'll tell you, there's some of them that weren't backing up in the building, and I'm like, screw that. I just do the old over the shoulder look down, and then like just like, how did you center that up perfectly?
So
and I said,
my trick. Do you remember when we used to pull the vehicle in instead of backing it up? The headlights line up perfectly with
in between, over the doors.
We have a second door, and it has hinges. And so it lines up perfectly with the hinges. So, if your headlights are lined up with that, you're good. So if you're backing up, you can get your back tail lights doing that too.
We'll have to show you guys your picture building. If you're a member, you've probably seen it on the lot walks. I'll go in the building time to time, but otherwise.
I've done a little show around of our building, or you go to my social media. I put pictures of the vehicles in there.
All right.
All right. Since I truly don't know, is the Bronco Sport 18-to-1 crawl ratio considered decent for off-roading?
Trying to think what the Bronco is.
Right. I don't know.
I can't remember.
I don't know that type of spec.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, I could look it up. Like, might take me a little while to find it. So.
Okay. Making sure I'm not missing questions here while we're chatting. When you add the Sasquatch package to the Outer Banks, do you think the 1.5-liter 3-cylinder engine will limit off-road performance?
No. So if you're wanting to like Baja race it, then yeah. But to be honest, if you're gonna like off-road like we do, like I do, it's just like for me, I got the 2.3 liter in the Bronco, and then I don't feel like I've lost anything. I can still go up and down the trails. I don't need to go fast. I don't need that. So I think the 1.5 is going to work. And I can tell you, so our friends of ours, they work for Ford Performance, and they've been out testing the 25 Bronco Sport, both the Sasquatch with the Outer Banks as well as the Badlands edition. And I can tell you, they're not having any issues with that 1.5 liter. So I was kind of disappointed. I'd like to see the 2.0 was available in the other trim levels. But I think one of the reasons that you don't see more 2.0s in the Bronco Sport is because they save that for the Maverick.
Yeah.
So plus they need to use a 1.5 somewhere or something. But I think that 1.5, and go get in one, go test drive one. I know there's some people around here that had said, man, well, I don't know why I don't just do the 2.0, but then they go take the 1.5 liter and they go drive it and go, you know what, that thing's pretty zippy. You know what, that's not a bad little engine. It's a pretty good engine. They've been putting it in the Fusion for years, folks.
Yeah.
Right. It's a pretty good engine. So, yeah. Go test drive one.
Yeah. Has the Bronco Sport Badlands rear seat under seat storage been removed for 25?
Nope. So my video that I did, I remember that I don't cover things that are the same. It's things that have changed, things that were removed and things that were added. So I didn't talk about the under seat storage because it didn't get removed and it didn't get added. It was continuation from last year. So that did not change.
Yeah.
I actually wish they added that to the Outer Banks as well. I think that's a cool little feature. So
yeah.
So we had somebody here that got a Bronco Sport and they went online to get the console vault, or the vault that goes under that seat.
Yes.
So you can get a console vault or you can get an under seat vault.
Yes.
Well, they got it for a Bronco Sport, the under seat vault, and then they thought, like, is there not an open compartment? I says, no, it's not a Badlands, is it? Well, no. I says, only the Badlands has the under seat storage. Oh, I didn't know that. So
makes it
just like today when they asked me a question.
I know who it was that asked you that.
So anyway, so we're waiting to get a Badlands in.
That question, that question that was asked to you a different way than me.
Yeah. I explained that. I'm like, if you ask. So there was a question that was asked of Sarah.
Do you want to hear what they asked me?
Yeah.
He came up and said, Bronco, white roof, Raptor. Can you get that? And I said, no, white roof on Heritage only. Then he comes back and says, look at this. Motions me over to his computer and he points at it, and it's a Raptor with a white roof. And I'm like, okay, you didn't tell me that it was a white body colored Raptor. And then you can get body colored rooftop with that, which would make it a white roof. I need more details.
Yeah. So they asked me, they said, hey, what are your roof options for a Raptor? And I says, well, you can get the molded in, like you have, the McArthur top, or you can get the black painted hard top, or you can get a body colored. I said body colored. And so we had a white Raptor that came in and thought, it'd be really cool if it had the white roof. It would look really good. And it was ordered without it. So I was like, oh yeah, I know that. And they said, because they said that I told them the wrong thing. I'm like, no.
And then he asked me, and it's like, wait, more information next time, please. Because you just said Raptor white top, and I'm thinking Heritage.
Well, no, I thought they actually asked you if you could get a white top on a Bronco. And you said, well, with the Heritage Edition.
He said Raptor.
I wonder if we could put a McArthur top on the Heritage Edition that's coming in under my name and give that white top to that customer. Switch it out. Anyway.
Ooh, the only Heritage Edition out there with a black top instead of a white top.
Well, no, it's not black. It's the gray.
Oh.
Yeah.
But then you just take off the stripe. What color is it?
What are you talking about?
The Heritage Edition.
The one that's coming in? I think I saw that it's still race red. I wanted it to be carbonized gray, and they changed the color to race red.
Oh, if it had been carbonized gray, that would have been perfect.
Okay, I will tell you this. I'm not a big carbonized gray fan.
Okay, but
in the Heritage Edition, honestly, it does something.
Okay, but take off that white roof, put on the gray roof.
Yeah.
And now we've put a white roof on a white truck.
It's still a McArthur top, but whatever. Anyway. But the difference is okay. You can't do that because it's a 2-door coming in, not a 4-door. Forgot about that.
Shoot.
All right.
Keep it going. How is the Blue Cruise different on the Rally compared to your old Lightning? Because you had the old Blue Cruise on your Lightning, and you have the new Blue Cruise on your Rally.
Well, okay, when I had the Lightning, it was Blue Cruise 1.0. This is Blue Cruise 1.2 or whatever. I do have a few issues with the Blue Cruise. So on the ride home from the airport.
Is this the rant?
Yeah, I was not real happy with Ford on the way home with the Blue Cruise. So
you weren't real happy on the way there.
Yes. Okay. So we're gonna got 2 rants here. So the Blue Cruise, the 1.2 allows you to change lanes. It changes your lane for you. You put the turn signal on, and then it switches lanes. So on the way home, for some reason, it did not want to go in the left lane. I would put the turn signal on, and it would not go. It would not go, and I'm like, fine. I'd take the steering wheel, and I'd go over. And then when I'd go back after I passed the vehicle, it was going right just fine. I'm like, what is going on? It's not wanting to go left. But on the way there, here's a big kicker. If you're going to give me Blue Cruise, I want to be able to use it. So if you are going into a sunrise in the morning, good luck. You're not going to be able to use that Blue Cruise until that sun gets over. Now, I think I figured out why. I think so. On the Blue Cruise, you have the sensors there that reads that you are looking on the road.
Yes.
Here's the thing that I don't like. Okay, so on the drive there, we're going along. And it's not working. I think because the sun is low, it's washing out my face, and it can't tell and see that my face and my eyes are looking at the road. And that's why it doesn't work, because it works just fine in the dark.
Right.
But in the dark, that screen is lighting your face up.
Well, not only that, and I've seen this because I have 2 cameras in my living room that face. One faces towards the door, one faces it faces into the rest of the living room. One faces into the other side of the living room. And they don't show any visible light. When you're walking through, there's no visible light coming off of those except for a red dot. What do those sensors have? Red light, right? A flashing red light. When I'm looking through the camera, it looks like there is a light coming off of the other camera. So it looks like I'm getting light coming off, and it's that red light. It's an infrared light that's shining down so that it can see better. So I think that red light has infrared that helps brighten up your face so that they can see your eyes better.
Maybe. I don't know. But it doesn't work. And and
that's the whole point.
There's a lot of mornings it wasn't working on the way there. And so what usually happens if the Blue Cruise can't work, it basically reverts to the adaptive cruise control.
Yes.
But the sensor, okay, this is what gets me, is they still knew when I wasn't watching, though. So on the adaptive cruise, it doesn't tell you, it doesn't look to see if you're visually watching the road.
Right.
So occasionally it could still see that I was, because even though that the Blue Cruise wouldn't work because of whatever, it would basically go an adaptive cruise. At that point, I really only have to just kind of barely hold the steering wheel, and it's pretty much just driving itself. It's using most of the Blue Cruise stuff. But I would look away on the regular vehicle. You have 15 seconds on adaptive cruise that you can look away or not even touch the steering wheel for 15 seconds. And to be honest, you don't have to look at the road. You just have to move your hand a little bit so it knows that you're still controlling the vehicle. Right. And you're good, but not with Blue Cruise, because the Blue Cruise wasn't working. It was only doing adaptive cruise, and I would look away, and in 3 seconds, it's telling me to look at it. I'm like, what? You can't do that. If you're not going to let me use Blue Cruise, then don't worry about if I'm watching or not. Yeah. And yes, I'm being safe. It's just that, I don't know. But
yeah,
it's
and then
so there's still a few issues. Yeah, it didn't work in the rain one time.
Yeah.
So I will not be signing up for the Blue Cruise subscription. And I think for somebody that and one of 2 reasons. One is that I don't travel enough on the highway to pay, what is it? How much is it a month? Did we figure out it was $80 a year?
Yeah.
I guess that's not really bad monthly. I mean, if you used it every month, I could actually probably get past it.
Yeah.
What is it? What's 80 divided by 1?
Not for a product that doesn't
80
work
divided by 12
time.
Is that? I don't know. What is that?
Now, when
$15 a month, that's not too bad. When they come
out with a version that comes out that works no matter the condition, then it's worth it.
Yeah, but the Lightning didn't have the 1.2 where it switched lanes, which I will tell you, it is a good, when it works, it is a really good system, because you put the wiper on it. It doesn't just change lanes, but it actually does speed up, so you stay with traffic. So I am very impressed with the capabilities of the Blue Cruise and everything. I like the Blue Cruise. I like using it when I have it. But again, I get 3-month subscription that should be up when I get it at the end of this month. So on our next trip, which actually the next trip we're flying out of Salina, but yeah. So I won't need it. But yeah, I'm probably not going to sign up for it because I don't use it enough. But
so. Deal Me in for 2024 says, I feel like 18-1 does not sound right. Rushman replied with, I recall TFL saying crawl ratio around 80-1. So maybe they heard 80 and they heard 18 instead of 80-1 is typical for Jeeps and Broncos.
Okay, so I have that information. I have the spec sheet, right, and I think it's on there.
While you're going through that, Henry said, because he's having trouble getting logged in and set up for membership again, he says, I'll just give Tim $100 bill at Colorado. He can make my name Cyber Orange.
So you're gonna be there?
He is.
Yeah, all right.
That's gonna be a fun time.
I'd be careful. I got a feeling that he'd be kind of dangerous off-road on the trails.
Hey, if you come through Salina, stop by and say hi at the dealership.
Yeah, I'm not sure how he's getting Colorado. Going through Salina or not. Better start driving now. It's a long drive. Okay, so what was I looking for?
Unless you're Ridgeview and then you make it in the day.
Yeah. Henry might. All right.
Oh, it's $700 a year for Blue Cruise.
Oh. Yeah. So that's what I was thinking. So it was like $60 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
$75 a month. So yeah, you're looking at
$75 a month. I'm out. Sorry.
For a product that doesn't work every time.
And that I don't use very often. No, I'm out.
Yeah. Martin said some of the newer streetlights give off a purple color, and his Blue Cruise light wants to drive right into those light posts.
Huh.
That's fun. Is it part bug? Part what is that? Mosquitoes that fly into the light? Moths? Is it part moth? Go for the light.
I don't see the crawl gear ratio. They have gear ratios, but they're not. They don't look like what we're looking for.
I mean, I hope Mom's new Expedition comes with the donut light feature.
No. Stops at every Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, every Krispy Kreme with the light on. It stops. It goes straight for it as soon as you're within sight of it.
It also stops at every small cakes.
Yes.
Topeka.
Every small cakes.
You can't go through Topeka without stopping there. Anyway. Yeah, I don't see it in the spec guide. I don't know.
Mom, hey now. It's the best feature that your Expedition comes with, Mom. I promise.
All right.
It's the best feature. I wish my car had that feature.
All right.
I'm training it, but who knows how well that training will take.
Yeah, so here's the kicker. Where's I gotta show this. F-150 Lightning.
Yeah.
Going through the order guide, and if you watch the video, you probably saw me talk about this, but it has connected services right at the back. It actually has a section. Here, subscription services for the Lightning, and we don't see this on any of the other models. So the Blue Cruise, so it shows like which trim levels get what and for what's the trial or length. And so like you get Blue Cruise on the Lightning once you go to the Flash Edition, Flash Lariat, and Platinum, and it is 90-day trial. Now the Platinum gets it for a year. And then Connected Nav is a 3-month as well. So you get it. That's just 36 months for Connected Nav. Oh, well, that's a good deal. 36 months, not bad. And then the Ford Pass Connect with the Wi-Fi. So the Wi-Fi hotspot is just 3 months, and then you got to pay for that. And then the Sirius XM is 3 months, and then you have to pay after that. So if you want Sirius, you got to pay for a subscription on Sirius. If you want the Wi-Fi hotspots, and you got to pay for an AT&T account. And then if you want, like for us, our navigation is $80 a year for navigation for the connected. And then if you want Blue Cruise, we saw it's $80 a month. All these connected services are getting out of hand. That's all I got to say about that. So I'm liking Android Auto more and more as we talk about that. But yeah, the Blue Cruise is a great service, and I would use it more often. But if I don't go out of town a lot, like if, whatever. But if I used it more to go out of town, it might be worth it. And for people that commute and they're on the highway like every day, I probably would pay for that.
22
I
Ford.
guess it depends if I were going into the sun every morning.
Right. 22 Ford Lightning Lariat got the 3-year subscription free, right?
On Blue Cruise?
Yeah.
No.
Huh. Ford doesn't charge him anything for his Blue Cruise.
Okay. So depends on what year.
22.
Okay, 22, yeah. Yeah. So the vehicles came with Blue Cruise for 3 years early on those Lightnings. Yeah. Like my Lightning, I had it and I didn't pay for it.
Right. So RiderCon said,
yeah, that first year I didn't have to pay for it.
Speaking of Blue Cruise, you can now pay for it with Ford Pass points. And speaking of Ford Pass points, can you use those to buy premium care plan for the new 24 F-150?
I don't think so. I don't think you could do that on the warranties. You can't use it for warranties, I don't think. But yes, you can use. So you can use the. And actually, I use the Ford Pass points to pay for my connected services for the navigation. So all your connected services you can use the Ford Pass points for that. And right. Something I forgot to mention on Bronco Sport earlier is you can also use Ford Pass points to pay for Bronco Off Rodeo for a guest.
Yes.
So, which brings me to the other topic is on all of our Broncos right now. In fact, we got a commercial we're cutting right now that's going to be coming out that we are paying for anybody that buys a Bronco or Bronco Off or Bronco Sport. We're going to pay up to $1,000 of your travel expenses to get you the Bronco Off Rodeo. So when you buy a Bronco or Bronco Sport, you get one person gets free registration to Bronco Off Rodeo. And then you basically have to pay to get there. Flights, right? Drive there, hotels, you got to pay for all that, right? We're going to pay the first $1,000 of those expenses, and that should be able to get you there.
Did he say it works on the 24th?
Yes, I think we're doing that. The commercial coming out, that's going to be coming out hopefully by the end of the week. We're doing that on our current 24 that we have in stock.
So you get a pass free. Then we'll pay up to $1,000 to get you there. And
if you want to take a guest, your Ford Pass points can be used. And think about that. Yes. You get, when you purchase a Bronco, you get $200. It's basically $200, right?
Yes.
Enough points for $200. Well, that brings that. I think it's $595 for that person.
Yep.
It brings it down to $395. And I haven't yet. I need to contact some people, but I'm hoping to get a discount code for our customers to get another $200 off. And if you wait long enough, we got $200 off Barb's pass because actually, I don't know whose pass it was because technically it's her Bronco, so maybe it was my pass. But we got $200. So it actually ended up costing $195 for that second person. So, and if they're not driving, it's only $395. So if somebody wants to come with you, but they don't want to drive, then do $395, $200 of that. It's only $195, and we pay for it. That's a pretty good deal. I think
you also get cookies.
Yes, you also get cookies, unless you're gluten free, and then you don't. Then you give the cookies to your husband.
Okay, so talking about Ford Pass, look at how this is all intertwined to each other. When will they bring back zone lighting and gas back to miles instead of percent?
Actually, I heard they did on the Ford Pass app. Somebody said that they did an update. Now, mine actually shows the range. So I'm actually going to show you. Oh, it crashed on me. So mine actually is charging right now.
Ooh, I didn't have it installed, so I'm going to go install it because with the new updates, I didn't want to do it.
So mine actually says the percent of my battery, which is 61%, and my mileage. So on an electric vehicle, it actually says that. Now, let me go to like the Bronco. I wish you could put your own picture in for your vehicle.
Any Bronco rodeo location?
Uh-oh. See, now it's in there. So there it shows the Bronco has 23% fuel level, which whatever. And then it says how many miles? 70 miles. So yeah, that's been updated to have that in there. So
okay. Is that deal good for any Bronco rodeo location?
Yeah.
Anyone that you choose.
So Bronco can be, there's 5 locations for Bronco now, 4 locations for Bronco Sport. Nevada, you can't do Bronco Sport, but all the others you can. And then Raptors only Nevada.
Mm-hmm. See, you know what I would do? Because I know that flights to Portland aren't too bad. Fly to Portland. Lebo and I can see Ridgeview and Aurora and Annie. And then we can go on over to off rodeo in New Hampshire.
Mm-hmm.
And then head on back. That'd be fun.
Yep. I will say Tennessee is going to be very popular, I think, because it is probably the closest airport to the off-rodeo location.
Yes.
And you could probably get an Uber really cheap there. in fact, they might, I don't know, you might be able to work something out there. But, yeah, so that one is not too bad. You can get to your locations and everything. It was like a very short drive from the airport to the one place we stayed. We are working with some people in some other areas that can get us some, I know, like Moab at Red Cliff Lodge. It can be a little pricey. We're actually finding some other routes and some other locations to stay at, as well as getting some vouchers to some hotels for some discount meals as well. So I think we're going to try to get some packages together. And hey, if you pick your location, let us know. We're going to try to make some contacts with some people that work at a different off-roading locations to where we can get maybe some hotel or some restaurants and hotel rates and such to help wherever you're going to help with that, so that there is no cost for you, which is our goal.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
All right.
Henry said that he's going to stop by the dealership Wednesday, so I'll be here.
All right, hold on a second. So he's going to be heading through Wednesday.
Oh, here, listen to this. Listen to this. I'm going deep sea fishing 3 days over the Labor Day weekend. Don't tell Derek. Then I'm driving 5 hours home, taking the Bulldogs to the sitters, and heading west. He'll stop by the dealership sometime Wednesday.
Okay, we're going to head out Wednesday.
I will be here. So I can.
You'll be here.
Yeah. Yes, I'm not going. So it'd be nice to see you.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and if you can drive to them. Now, so they said with the introduction to the Tennessee location that before they said, and now I can tell you how they got this information. So they told us this. We found this out this week, and how they figured out this information from Ford, which is not accurate, but is the best of their ability because it doesn't work for our customers. But they said with the 4 locations they had, that, what was it, 500 miles, that the people that owned Broncos were within 500 miles of a location. And it was 50% of the people were within 500 miles of one of the 4 locations. When they added Tennessee, that went up to 80% of the vehicle customers were within 500 miles of an off-roading location. Here's how they got that information. Isn't actually, they don't have your information. So they don't know actually where the people live. They based it off the dealerships they bought it from. So for us, it's like, could be misleading because we had people from California and Florida that bought Broncos from us. Well, they're not within 500 miles of a Bronco. So if they included them, then it didn't work. We might be within 500 miles of Texas, which I think I don't think we are. I'd love to know. It's hard for me to believe that, because there's a lot of people in the upper Midwest that aren't near one of those locations.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that 80% of them are. I don't know if I believe that. So I just think that's all marketing, but whatever. Anyway.
Where's the new Expedition? Everyone else has a great looking, nice, large SUV, but Ford.
Oh, I think our 2022 looks just fine.
25 is refresh? Yeah.
25 is a refresh.
We will see.
I'm sure it's coming soon.
Oh, I forgot to do my weekly check on the Bronco Sport Heritage Army on the McArthur lot.
It's down. We sold like 6 of those.
Yeah. Would you mind telling me when 2024 order banks closed for Super Duty?
Yeah, we go through that every week. So watch the scheduling information. We cover that stuff. Actually, you know what? While we're here.
That was the last question I had. Any other questions while he's looking up whatever he's doing?
I was going to look up and see if there's any changes to any of that stuff in my little secret place that I find it.
Show me the secret place.
I'm not going to tell Ford because then they'll stop doing it.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I won't say what it does.
Okay.
You didn't see anything.
Yes, I can. I know exactly which buttons you click based on the location on the screen.
All right. Well, you take that.
Mom says it's 640 miles to the Texas location.
All right. So let's see here. So on the Lightning order banks, it says order banks open, but that's deceiving because you can't actually order a 25 Lightning. I tried today just to make sure that I wasn't crazy. Let's see. Bronco, no updates on that. you know Bronco Sport. Expedition, no update on that. Explorer is opened. F-150, you guys know that opened to yesterday. Job 1, that means the start of production in Detroit at the truck plant in Detroit is 11/12, and Kansas City starts production 12/9.
Okay.
Maverick, you guys know production starts 9/12. Actually, they moved it back a day. Or wait
Monday.
a minute. No, scheduling starts 9/12. Scheduling for 24 start
25
the 12th, and 11/11 is when production starts for the Maverick. Right. Let's see here. What else we got? Mustang scheduling starts 9/19 for production 11/4. Let's see, Navigator Ranger. That's what I want to look up. Oh, there's nothing on 25. That's still disappointing. So they're going to close it, but they won't tell us when the order banks are going to open up.
No.
Super Duty. Uh-oh. All right, Super Duty. Let's see.
What you got?
Well, I don't know when retail opens up. Only commercial. So it's only showing commercial, so I won't mention that.
Boo.
So we don't know yet. Could be in September. How about that? Close enough?
All right.
Job 1 looks like it could be in January. So that means job 1 means the start of production. So I think the Super Duty production probably starts December, January. So go back 3 months before that is about when the order banks open up. That's usually how that works. So probably sometime in September is when we're going to probably see the order banks open up for the Super Duty. So there you go. That's what I know about that. And nothing else on transit. So there you
go. All right. What's the LMX 437 package I'm looking at on this Badlands?
Yes. So we put a 3-inch, what's the brand? I can't remember. Ready Lift, 3-inch Ready Lift suspension on there. So it's got a 3-inch lift on it. And we put 37-inch tires and some fuel 17 wheels. And that's the biggest things we did. Oh, we did add the wider fender flares. So Sasquatch fender flares is what I like to call them.
It looks nice.
The graphics. Oh, we did actually, because of the 37-inch tire for the spare, we did do a rough country reinforcement, tailgate reinforcement, along with we had the extension onto it because we had to move the tire out away so it wouldn't hit the bumper. And then the third brake light. So those are the things we did to it. So pretty much lifted it with the 37s on it. So
it looks nice.
So a lot of our LMX4 packages are pretty much just like usually a lift or at least a level with a bigger aggressive tire on it typically. And then, sometimes we'll include leather, but that one we didn't. And it's on a Badlands edition. So the only thing is I wish they had done it on a Badlands non-Lux package one. So we have some Badlands out here that are just not even mid-package. They're Badlands quit. And I wish they did it to that one. But because it's like 74 because of it, and I wish they had put it on one of those others instead. So
is the Explorer off-road capable?
Yeah, it'll be more capable next year probably. So they did have a Timberline edition in 24 model year, and Timberline was your off-road suspension and everything else. That was the one, all-terrain tires and everything. You can get all-wheel drive and you can do some things, but not some serious off-roading. But there you go.
So Kevin's been in and out tonight. Offer of $1,000 for off-road can be used at same time as $1,000 off MSRP if we finance with McArthur.
Yep.
Or does that eliminate the shipping offer?
No. So the off-road has nothing to do with your financing whatsoever. So if you, if you're purchasing it, you're doing cash or whatever, we still do the $1,000 to get you to off-road with that deal. Now, if you want to finance it with us, then we'll discount $1,000, which that $1,000 can be used towards your travel expenses or used towards the shipping. So we just made it easier because we had a lot of people I know, like Ridgeview can tell you, he came several times and financed with us, and he had to give receipts in and everything else. And this just kind of like, you know what, let's not even deal with that. Just $1,000 off, and then don't need to worry about receipts or anything. Mm-hmm. And that just helped you pay to come here at the same price. So yeah, that's the deal. So 2 different deals. Technically the off-road deal is a dealership wide. It has nothing to do with my YouTube special. The YouTube special is if you finance $1,000 off.
Mm-hmm. Are there always 2 jobs on each vehicle every year? So it's split 6 months, and it's not technically as
always 6 months.
6 months, like with Maverick, job 2 is in November. So technically, it's not every 6 months. It's when they're ready to put those new features on the vehicle.
Maverick, they even said it's only 3 months, which is not typical. Typically, it's somewhere around 6 months. But yeah, on F-150, it was actually a little longer than 6 months. But they had to wait on the trimmer and everything. So typically, that's a time when they make some changes. On Maverick, the first year, 22 model year, that's where they were having supplier issues with your temperature gauge and everything, the little dial. So they actually switched that out. Didn't tell anybody on job 2, because a lot of times if it's not a feature that's on the order guide, they won't let people know that they changed it out or whatever. But that's typically when they make those changes, any significant changes. So yeah, Sasquatch is a job 2 on the Bronco Sport, as well as the off-road package. Mm-hmm. And then on F-150, job 2 is the Platinum Plus. So that 703A won't be available till job 2.
Right. The Copilot 360 2.0 has speed sign recognition. Is it standard on Badlands and available as part of the tech package on the Outer Banks? Doesn't look available on other trims.
Okay, so that is the question that I have for the brand team. So 24 model year, speed sign recognition was listed as part of the Copilot 360 Assist Plus package. The order guide for 25 model year does not mention speed sign recognition or the new verbiage that they're using, the predictive speed assist. They're actually, if you look at like the Escape, they're using predictive speed assist, and that is in replace of the speed sign recognition, because it does the predictive speed assist it fits for 2 things, not only the speed sign but also the curves. Because my mach-e actually does have predictive speed assist. So Belmont, right? I sometimes in town I'll set my cruise because I tend to go a little too fast. So I set the cruise, and I had it set at 40 on Belmont, and so it took the curve, but it slowed down to 38. I was like, hey, you could take that faster. So it does help with the curves if it needs to slow down, as well as the speed sign. So they changed the wording from speed sign recognition to predictive speed assist, and they didn't even use that wording on the Bronco Sport. So I'm still waiting for confirmation on that. That is one of the things that I emailed the brand manager on, and haven't got an answer from them yet.
Yeah. When will the best time to get a 24 Bronco Sport as cheap as possible? Just looking for a big bin with nothing on it, or only convenience package?
Late in 24 is probably usually the best time. Dealers want to get, when 25 starts showing up and there's dealers with 24s, that's probably the best time.
Yeah. So. I love the Bronco Sport, just think it may not have enough backseat room behind me as I am 6'1". Now, how tall is Keaton?
Mm-hmm.
Is he as tall as Derek?
As tall as me, right? Right around 6.
Right around 6, I think.
Yeah, he drives a Bronco Sport.
He drives a Bronco Sport, but he's also a college kid that's single.
Yeah.
So, the best
get in one and test
get in one. Go check out a 24 model.
25 will not. Yeah, won't be this. It'll be the same. So a lot of times when you see a refresh, it won't be a change in the seats. Maybe materials, but it won't be a change in the seats, molding, and that kind of stuff. So some of the interiors can be changed in a way of color schemes and such, but seats themselves, cushions, that kind of stuff, because they invested so much for that, they don't redo that every 3 years.
Now I'll tell you, like, the Maverick seems to have a little bit more leg room in the back than the Bronco Sport, but
it'd probably, the big kicker would probably be if a convenience package.
Yes.
So the because power seat will typically get you lower, and you can get, usually power seats can adjust more than a manual seat.
Yeah, you probably want that convenience package. It's going to give you a little bit more room. Look at the packages. Oh. It is mentioned as Copilot 2.0, and it says speed sign recognition.
Does the order guide, though? I don't care what Ford's website says. I'm sorry, but
the order guide is typically it.
Dealers have been using order guide, and this is how we knew. Like, for years, Ford didn't have build and price on their website. They had nothing on their website, right? And so dealers used this for 20 years now, since I've been working here. And this is how we knew how things were going to come and what they could look like based on the description of this stuff. So let's go to that. With that said, let me look at this, because like I said, I haven't broken down those in the videos yet, but you said the 2.0 version, that's what's available in the Outer Banks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So Copilot 360 says 2.0. Yeah, see, it does not use that wording in here. So in here it says Copilot 360. It says 2.0, 360-degree camera with the trail and split view, contains mirror, side view, heat, power and heated, power fold, memory, front parking sensors, and reverse brake assist. Doesn't mention speed sign recognition. I think it was, here's my feeling on it, and I don't know, I might be wrong, because this actually happened with another model. I think it was just inadvertently omitted. So I think it probably has speed sign recognition. It's just they forgot to put it in there, because when they redid that, because now it's standard equipment. And so really speed sign recognition should be included into the Copilot 360 features. So when I go to that on a standard equipment, Assist Plus, adaptive cruise, stop and go, lane centering, that's where we should see the predictive speed assist or the speed sign recognition. So the website carried it over from last year, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking about IT people doing this. So they carried over from last year. Not, I'm an IT person, so I'm not saying, no disrespect for them, but they copy. It's easy to copy and paste things, and then, we need to take this out and have it looked at. But again, I'm hoping the website is right and this is wrong. And I think it is in this situation. So,
all right. Do you know if they plan to increase the number of allocations allotted to dealers in 2025 for Ranger Raptor? I've been waiting since March for my order to be scheduled, and it probably won't make it in 2024.
Okay, they don't plan to necessarily increase allocations. I think the biggest thing is you're at a dealership that probably doesn't get a lot of Raptor or Ranger allocations. And you do say for RR, so I'm assuming Ranger Raptor. And again, that Raptor is a separate allocation, and most dealerships didn't get more than a couple Ranger Raptors in 24 model year. So, I mean, you really got to probably work with a dealership that actually gets Raptor allocations for the Ranger, because that's probably more than anything is that you've ordered with a dealership that doesn't have. You get those on a monthly basis. We should get those information next week on what our allocation number is going to look like, including your Ranger Raptor allocations. So we haven't received a Ranger we received 5 Ranger Raptors this year, and we have not received a Ranger Raptor allocation probably the last 3 months.
Yeah.
So not every dealer gets them every month because they don't build that many.
Yep.
Right. I don't know what their monthly build number is on Ranger Raptor, but it's not 3,000, because that's how many dealers are. So if every dealer got one, then it would be 3,000 or so, but they don't build that many. So, all right.
That was all the questions I had.
Ragnicon did say something in there about, I don't see speed sign recognition on either the order guide or the tech sheet.
Yeah.
Again, I got an email in. We're waiting to get something back.
Yep. It is almost 9:30.
All right. Time to bow out. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks everybody. Thanks. Great questions and some good information there. And I think we'll start some of this stuff because I feel like we talked about in last week's live stream. We talked about the flat toe for the Maverick, and we talked about it in the live stream. But there are a lot of people that said, you haven't done a video on this and confirmed this, and I'm like, well, actually, in my live stream, I did. So some of this more important stuff that we talk about in here that we're like, oh yeah, I forgot, I wanted to talk about that. We might start making those smaller, separate videos. The only problem is if they're too short, I need to make them shorts.
Yes.
Because they need to be either under that or because otherwise they just with the algorithm for YouTube, we do longer form videos and they know that's what our audience is looking for. So they drive people what want the longer form that are watching videos and longer. They drive those people to us and drive our videos in front of them. So that's kind of what we'll probably see a little bit of that. So it's always helpful to if our videos are a little longer. So even the ones we did for the Bronco Sport aren't getting a lot of views, and I think because they're kind of shorter form for us.
Yeah.
But we should have probably included all that into one video. Would have been more, because if you look at I haven't actually looked, but I mean, if you look at the Maverick video that we did, where we did that longer form video, I wonder how it's doing versus the others. But I guess we don't need to talk about that tonight. But anyway, so, but we will be doing those longer form videos on the breakdown of that. But we might start breaking some of these into separate videos so that people can get that information and the updates on some of that stuff that I think that people are looking for from us and just someplace, right? Telling them and confirming things for you. But
we had 3 questions pop in.
Oh, just now?
Yeah.
I was going to look at the Ranger, how to order a Ranger. See, we have. Yeah, so the like the Lobo one got about 5,000 or 6,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
But then look at the one we did on the because we did separate and do different ones on that. So we did a trimmer one. It's only 1,500, and then we did a lariat one, surprising features. Actually, that's my build and price guides. Here's the one, ultimate guide to the 24 updates, 7,300 views. So not really that much. And that's what we found with a lot of people that watch our videos is a lot of times we'll see some that initially watch it, but they really won't watch our videos until they're in the market.
Yeah.
For that. That's where our videos and that's what we're here for is for that. So what questions do we have?
If you create orders with 2 dealers, will Ford have a kitten? No. You can
because they have too many orders coming in to watch and see. Well, and to be honest, you could order 2 vehicles. There are people that order 2 Mavericks for their household.
Yep. There's also the fact, like, I'm Sarah Davis. There's also a Sarah Davis that lives in Salina as well. Another Sarah Davis. So you could have that as well. But yeah, a lot of people will order more than one vehicle in a year. Some people do want the same model for them and their wife or spouse or child or whatever. So yeah, no, they don't put a limit. Now, if you're going to be ordering for a business and you have an LLC and you have all that stuff and you can register as a fleet dealer, that's a whole different.
And there's some dealers that don't have enough, so they're not a fleet dealer, but they'll order a bunch of vehicles. So,
any hints on 2025 Ranger news? We have not gotten.
The only thing we've heard today is that the 24 order banks are closing.
Yes.
And that we're going to get a black appearance package back in 25. That's all we've heard so far, and that's just from a dealer news update that we covered today.
All right.
Tonight. So,
do we have any more 24 Bronco Sports coming in? Hard to say.
We do have some.
Yes, Henry, when you come in on Wednesday, I can certainly help you figure out what's going on with your membership and subscribing and everything. So remind me.
It could have to do with
Aurora,
if you had a credit card that expired or something. It could
Aurora
have
and I have meant to solve her membership problem for how How many times have we seen each other now?
I know, and we were even there.
We've been
and
there.
They were here.
She's been here twice now since she needed help, and I've seen her a total of 3 times now. So
all right. Yeah. So we have,
just remind me.
We might have a couple come in. We have maybe Badlands, because we could start ordering stock Badlands. So we may have a couple Badlands coming in soon. They were produced at the beginning of the month, so maybe early next month we might get to see a couple Badlands editions come in. Maybe I don't know if they're taking them, and then it looks like we have an Outer Banks. So maybe a couple Badlands and an Outer Banks. So we have a customer. We have a Badlands for a customer, and then these others I think were ordered. I don't know. We might have a couple of Badlands. We'll see. Maybe an Outer Banks. So anyway, that's it. Other than that, we don't have. And then I don't know if we have any more allocations to get scheduled to finish this out or not for that. But anyway.
All right. Now we have gotten to the end of our questions. I think we're going to head out.
All right.
Cut it off. No more questions.
All right. Well, we will be here the day after Labor Day. So we'll be here. We're going to be dealerships closed Saturday as well as Monday next weekend. Mm-hmm. So you guys have a great Labor Day. If you're members, we'll still do a member live on Friday night. I won't be doing a lot walk. And I do plan this weekend to install some stuff on the Bronco. Yeah. So if you watch my personal channel, hopefully I can get that up online by Monday night. Yes. That's the goal. But those actually ought to be pretty easy. Yeah. We're adding some more underbody protection to around the rear wheels. Yeah. So.
Henry gets to see me on my birthday.
Hey, there you go. She likes cupcakes, Henry. So.
I don't need cupcakes.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Hope you guys have a great Labor Day and enjoy the weekend. If you're off, if you're working, then you're enjoying your Labor Day laboring. So anyway, all right. Well, thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And don't forget on the way out, smash that like button. Appreciate it. And until next time, stay positive, be kind to one another,
and be kind to yourself.
See you later.